Hello and welcome to another stream. We have the BSL Gosuleague round of 8 for you today. My name is Ray, and with me here is again my wonderful co-caster Snipe. Hello.
Hey everyone, glad to be here as always. Excited to finish off the round of 8 today and see who our final 4 players in the BSL Gosuleague will be.
Yes, Dark and Browne already advanced to the semifinals, and today we will have some more beautiful matches, 2 series, 2 best of 5s. We have 1 PvP and 1 ZVT. And as always, let's take a look at the matches we have today, at the players. So here you can see our bracket, and in the first best of 5 today we have Julius against Quark, which will be a PvP. And yeah, let's take a look how they did in the previous round. So we saw Quark here advancing in the second place in the pure Protoss group. That was fun. And then we have Julius advancing in first place in Group C. So I think that was the group where we had a lot of walkovers as well. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but anyways.
A lot of PvZ anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we had a lot of PvZ overall in Group C and D last time. But yeah, that's the PvP in the first match today, and the second match will feature our last Terran. Our only Terran and our only race picker as well, in Eriador versus Tarson. Eriador is playing Protoss versus Zerg, but this time he's facing a Terran, so he's playing his, yeah, I want to say main race Zerg here. And yeah, Tarson, our last remaining Terran, has a lot of hype behind himself, a lot of fans, I feel.
Yeah, being the only Terran that was in the round of 16 as well, so he did manage to make it through. Yeah, looking forward to this. Are we going to have 2 PvZs for our semifinals, or are we going to have a PvZ and a PvT? We'll find out today for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I personally hope it's not another PvZ, because we have seen a lot of PvZ so far. I definitely hope our Terran goes through, but then again, I have to say I'm in the same team as Eriador, so I can't root for Tarson too hard.
Can't root for either of them.
But yeah, will be awesome matches, and I think we have talked enough, and I think we can join the first game already. Are you guys ready?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, so the game is already loaded, and we can start right away. So let's jump in. Okay, here we go. So, in the top right corner of the map, which is Benzene, we have our low APM Terran with the name 100 APM. It is Quark.
Alright, and in the different color of pink here, we have in the bottom left, Nag, N-A-G, Asino, also known as Ulias.
Also known as Ugox.
Also known Ugox. Interesting. I actually played Ugox once in a random game, but he was playing as Terran. I did manage to beat him though, so that was pretty good. But yeah, no, we got PvP, we got Benzene, a little bit larger map, so we'll have to see what kind of strategies these players want to bring out for something like this. I think we've talked about this in previous casts, something like 12 next may be a little bit more viable here just because of the longer rush distance. But we'll have to see what the players opt to go for.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the different really strategies that we see throughout the whole series, because this is a best of 5. In the previous cast we always had some groups, so the players had to prepare for many different opponents, many different races sometimes, and also only a best of 3 every time. So that's a whole different story compared to a best of 5 against one single specific opponent that you can research beforehand and really prepare specifically against him. So I think we can see some more refined strategies this time.
Yeah, it's especially important in PvP if you play the same strategy all the time and your opponent knows it, they can easily just come up with a counter build to your play and take advantage of that. So you definitely need to make some strategies quite a bit here. That said, it does look like we are going to see a 12 Nexus coming out of one of these players here. Julius is going to go ahead and throw down that Nexus here right away, whereas Quark has opted for a Gateway and a Gas himself back at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be interesting. I'm not quite sure. I would definitely say this is an advantage for Julius here. How do you pronounce him even? Julius? Yeah, I guess Julius.
I feel like I pronounce it slightly different every time.
Anyone who is who knows him or who is also from South America or other Spanish speaking countries, please let us know in the chat. But yeah, I think this build order is really giving a little advantage here. But I'm sure Quark knows about this and he actually has something in mind in case he is scouting that, which he's doing right now.
So he does scout that, quickly turns around. There's definitely a few things you can do to try and punish that. One of them is a proxy, and it looks like that's what Quark is going to go for here, putting down that pylon. So we're probably going to see him proxy a Robo and walk some Reavers up there. I feel like that's most likely, but it doesn't necessarily have to be for that. I've seen other plays where you go like 3-gate with batteries back here, just to kind of keep your Dragoons alive a little bit longer and do extra damage.
Yeah, definitely both possible. Reavers, more gateways, but this scout probe here is very important for Julius. We have him scouting the base, we see no other building going up in Quark's base, and the most important part here, no range was shown. So Quark just started the range research here after killing the probe. So I think that was a real intentional decision to let Julius here in the dark, and yeah, now he scouts it anyways, so never mind.
Yeah, it might make him think that he's proxying like a Reaver or something, because of that gas not being in there for range. But seeing this, he did actually go for a 2-gate proxy here and a battery, so we are going to see that second one I saw there. Now, it comes down to the control here. He can't be losing these units until he gets, these few extra rounds of Dragoons out and that battery up. If he can do this, he may be able to bust Julius here, because he doesn't even have any Dragoons coming yet.
Yeah, but he has cannons going up in his natural, so if he can keep Quark back for long enough, and it looks like that's the case, he could maybe get enough cannons up, but he really has to invest a lot of resources into those cannons to hold the 3-gate goon rush in a proxy.
Alright, first Zealot does go down here for Julius. Looks like the second one about to go down. Third one very low as well. So Quark is definitely starting to win this fight now, and is Julius going to have enough to defend? He's got 4 cannons coming up here, but there's already 5 Dragoons sitting back here for Quark with a couple more on the way.
Yeah, but so far the range is not done, so I don't think Quark can really attack here. I mean, with 5 against 1, of course he can do, but now there are 3 cannons done, and I think he has to wait for range before engaging, but yeah, that's also almost done here. So, that will be hard for our Peruvian here.
Yeah, well, range is just finishing up now, so we'll see if Quark wants to dive. Meanwhile, there is a Zealot in the mineral line here of Quark as well. Nice little harassment there from Julius, managing to sneak that out. Okay, here they go, the goons engaging the cannons. Will they be able to bust through? Oh, that one cannon survives with 2 health. A little bit of a mistake there from Quark, I would think.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't really understood why he goes in and goes out again. I think like 8 goons can actually kill 5 cannons, and I think one of the cannons wasn't even done. I think he can definitely still break this, but he also has to be careful because common follow-up is the DT tech here, and that's what we are seeing in the main base here of Julius. And he needs some detections very soon. Oh, now he's going around, so this is interesting.
It's going to take a while to bust through those generators, unless he's just trying to pick some of these cannons off from the high ground, and it looks like that is what his plan is here. So he will be able to trade a little bit more efficiently in busting some of these cannons from the high ground here. Will he get 2? Okay, he does get 2, only losing 1 Dragoon, so that's not bad. It's like he wants to try and take out that generator. Like I said, it's going to take a while, but critically, like you mentioned, we have Dark Templar done now for Julius, and we have no Forge, no detection of any kind yet started for Quark. This could be pretty dangerous for him, actually.
Yeah, I don't really like this move destroying the generators here. I think the move to the high ground to pick off some cannons was really nice, but I think like 4 goons are enough for that, and then he should just bust the front, because there were only 3 cannons left at one point. But now he's just taking too long and the DTs are coming.
Yeah. First two DTs are out now. Still, okay, there is a forge back at Quark's that is just finishing up now, so he should be able to get some cannons at home. But he won't be able to protect this position if Julias decides to attack it with DTs.
Yeah, and looks like there is still at least 2 generators up.
Yeah, I mean, Quark is definitely aware of this DT. He's got his Dragoons following this all the way home here, maybe trying to slow it down or block it a bit. Or just have those Dragoons to help kill it once he gets home. But he should be fine. He does have a cannon warping in back at home at the moment. And a Robo looks like he's going to lose that pylon, though, so he won't be able to make any more Dragoons here out on the field.
And I'm not quite sure about the robotics positioning here, because the cannons, can it actually reach the left side of the robotics? I guess just barely, but it's pretty close, man.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out here. Looks like he wants to try for the mineral line, but he does see that there is a cannon there, and he's not going to be able to get anything done with that DT. Meanwhile, I mean, Quark is still picking off at these generators. I don't know how many are left here, but it's got to be getting pretty close to finishing them off now.
Yeah, I think this is the last one actually, and then he can completely deny mining here on the mineral line, so that's very nice for him. Yeah, it was the last one, so no more mining here from the mineral line in the natural. And also the main base is in danger here. 1 cannon, and I guess... Oh, no attacking units here in production. Just some Templars are in the natural that can come back, but... Oh, this is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's picking off a lot of probes here. We were kind of questioning that generator play, but so far it's working out pretty well for him. I mean, when doing this, Julias isn't going to have a large army to begin with. So he doesn't really have anything to deal with these. 1 Dark Templar coming back, a couple of Templars with Storm, presumably, okay. First Storm killing one of those Dragoons, which is nice, but he doesn't want to lose all these Templar either.
Yeah. Templars by themselves are not really good units. They are good in a big army, but you see he's just picking off side Templars, and this is a big problem.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Like, he invested so much in getting those Templars out. We can still see he has more probe count. Like, his probe count is higher. He does have that extra base. But we do have OBS out now for Quark, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and expand himself now as well.
Ah man, yeah, this is a really interesting game. I think Quark still has to do something with this observer now. He has to go across the map and do some damage, because not only the worker count is heavily in the favor of Julius, he's also in the big tech advantage. So this is storm tech against pure goons here. So that's a big deal. So Quark really has to do something.
Yeah, it was a nice play, but I don't think there was enough damage really that he got done there. So we'll have to see if he can do something else. He is going to try and secure these gateways again so he can start producing there, and he did take that natural nexus. So once he gets that mining and producing, he may be able to catch up a little bit here in economy, but I still like Julias's position here a little bit better.
Yeah, also all the gateways in the main now finished, so it's 6 gateways against 4 right now. And of course, the reinforcements of Julius are way closer to this outpost of Quark, so I think he could lose those 2 gateways, the pylon and the shield battery, very soon, and that's another hit to his game here.
Oh, let's see. Here comes the engage. One thing, he does have a lot of ranged advantage here. He's only got 1 Archon and a couple of Storms, and so far those Storms haven't been great. That one only hit 1 Dragoon, so I mean, with good enough micro, he can pick off most of these units here for Julius.
Yeah, maybe a bit too early for Julius here to really move out. He only had like 7, 8 zealots here, and no goons really, just just melee units. And with good micro, goons can pretty much always win against pure zealots or like pure melee units.
Yeah, it looks like actually Julius didn't even have Dragoon range, so maybe that's part of why he's upgrading that now. It's about half done. But we do need to see, like, he's still producing just Zealots and Templar. I would like to see a few Dragoons in there. You know, you need at least a few range units of your own.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to push out anytime soon, but at the same time, Quark can't really push in and do anything. He's just kind of going to contain and get this expo up. But we do have a Dark Templar now sneaking in here for Julius, getting a bunch of probe kills in the natural of Quark. Even just wrecking his economy more than it already is. Oh, this hurts.
Yeah. And this
14
is
kills.
probably the end here for Quark. I mean, now he basically has to finish Julius, but I don't think he can with those cannons, with the storms here. I feel like there's nothing left for Quark to do.
Yeah, it really put him behind here. So, like you said, he's basically got to go all in if he wants any chance of winning. But I don't know if he will be able to in the cannons and the storms. Like, look, that DT got 15 kills on it. I don't think they were all probes. It might have been a couple Dragoons or something earlier, but this is really bad. And it looks like Quark wants to try and sneak in here now with a couple of DTs of his own. But, I mean, looks like Julius is ready for this. He's got 1 cannon, 4 Zealots up there to kind of stop this from happening, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice play by Julius now. He now actually, yeah, is securing this back passage here perfectly fine. And yeah, he is also in an upgrade advantage, so he is at 1 upgrade here, while Quark is not even researching. He has not even started his first upgrade, while Julius is already going for a 2nd upgrade. So it gets even worse for Quark here over time. So now we see the push out of Julius, it looks like, but the goons are not really able to go through the probes.
Oh, we do have a Dark Archon here. He's going to feed back one of those High Templars. That's one way he can try and even this out if he can, you know, stop any storms from going down. But we do have 1 storm coming down, hitting a lot of Quark's units there, getting some good damage done. A bunch of Dragoons have finally come out for Julius, but they're getting kind of stuck in here behind his cannons. Yeah, he's going to start killing some of it to try and get them out here.
Yeah, he definitely needs to. he again fought with a very small army here, only half of his army. And now maybe he can actually win this fight. He has the storms, he has the goons now. And yeah, I think this could be it.
Well, if he can bust through this position, what does Quark have at home? Not much, really. He's got way more, Julius has way more production here. So even just trading out armies here is good for him at this point. Like, he'll be able to just trade out, remax, or max out, not max, but build up an army quicker and then go punish Quark.
Okay, what I saw in this fight, Quark actually actively targeted the observer Julius just to barely hang on with his own DT. But now that DT is down, Julius has another observer here, and yeah, that's a breakout, and he has so much units.
Yeah, we even have Julius taking the top left expansion. Quark is going to see this, but is he going to be able to deny it? I guess he does have the 1 Dark Templar here, but Julius is heading straight there, so this DT isn't going to be able to stop this expansion from going up. And with this, I don't know what Quark can do. He's got barely any units back at home. We got quite a large army, quite a supply difference here. During that, Quark actually passed him in probe count, but he's just going to GG out there because he knows as soon as Julius moves across the map, he's not going to be able to stop this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an attempt by Quark. He did go for the proxy. He did some damage, but it was just not enough. I feel maybe he could have broken the cannons, but he was too hesitant maybe. And in the end, the fast expansion worked out very nicely, and we are at 1-0 score here.
Guess that shows a little bit the power of 12 next year, although Quark did end up passing him in probes, like I said, at the end, but it was just too little too late. So yeah, Julius takes game number 1. 1 step closer to the round of 4 for him.
Yeah, so the probe count actually could be an indication that the probe production of Quark is generally better. It could also be just Julius intentionally not making more probes because he knew he was at a big advantage and he had the expansion and he didn't really need to produce more probes. So I'm really interested to see that, or maybe that's one of his general weaknesses. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how these next games go. We'll see keep track of that if we can. But this will be on Eclipse, which I believe would be Quark's choice then.
Yes. Okay, and the game is already ready, so let's jump into it. Okay, so in the top right of Eclipse, we have our British brothers Quark.
And in the bottom left, we have our Peruvian Protoss, Julios. All right, well, another 2-player map, so I think he's definitely comfortable with this. I mean, it allows you to scout your opponent pretty quickly. You know where they're at. Can find out if they're doing anything cheesy like some kind of proxy, and maybe prepare for that right away. So far, no probes going out on the map, so it doesn't look like we're going to have any early proxy from either player.
Yeah, that is true, and I think the 12th Nexus is a bit weaker on this map because the distance is just a bit lower, so it's a bit more dangerous to go for 12 Nexus on this map. So
yeah. Well, just to say, especially knowing that your opponent is going to scout it right away as soon as they come and scout you. So, but no, we'll have to see. I mean, he already pulled out the 12 Nexus once. I think it's a good idea to mix it up. So we'll probably see both players go for a gateway, I imagine, but doesn't mean they can't try something else. All right, gateway from both players. So stock standard here to start us off. Where are they going to go for? Is someone going to go for a 2-gate? Is someone going to go for a Zealot first? Or are they going to both go straight into gas and start taking up?
Yeah, the gateway of Julios is very close to the ramp here. That could sometimes be an indication that we'll see a 2-gate here. And yeah, that's exactly what we see. So he wants to ramp up the pressure here very early on with some early Zealots.
Yeah, we'll see what the response is from Quark. It looks like he's taking an interesting scouting path. Maybe trying to look for, excuse me, some kind of a proxy by Julios here. You know, putting some gateways in the hidden part of the map there. But no, so far both probes are going to see each other crossing in the middle and see what they're up against here shortly.
Yeah, but Quark's probe was actually a bit late. I mean, you can scout a bit later on the 2-player map because you're finding your opponent first try anyways. But added to that, the scouting for the proxy really delays the scouting, and you can see he still has not scouted the 2-gate because Julios is blocking him on the ramp very nicely. And yeah, that could be dangerous.
So I was just gonna say, I took the vision off for Julios, and he did see both gates with that probe going on the ramp.
Okay.
So he does know that is 2-gate, despite the block. It was a nice attempt there from Julios to try and stop him from scouting that, but he does know that he is up against 2-gate now. Looking back at Quark's base, that second pylon position he has there is very, very intentionally placed to stop any kind of a manor pylon coming down, which you will often see, especially if they're trying to do some early Zealot pressure. They'll try and manor pylon you just to slow down your income, just to force you to fight the pylon too, and just really mess things up early for you. But nothing like that's going to go down. Very nicely placed pylon, and now we have a second gateway and a Citadel coming down for Quark. So his plan here is just to mass some DTs, defend this, and then counter with DT. And the fact that he's going for this expansion means he's probably going to get a Forge to defend, but I don't see one started as of yet.
Yeah, there are really two variants how you can secure such a fast nexus here. If you already have 2 gates, you can just add the 3rd one and go for mass units right away, or maybe even a 4th gate, or you can go for those cannons. And that decision really will decide this game maybe, and we'll actually see the Forge here at the bottom of the base. So I think this is a big advantage here for Julios.
Yeah, as long as he gets those cannons up in time to defend DT coming in. Actually, it might be a DT drop. We have a Robo started as well here with the Citadel. Will Julios see the Citadel? It looks like he will. Yes. Okay, definitely sees the Citadel and sees the Robo, so he should be aware that Quark's plan here is to follow up with some kind of most likely a DT drop here.
Yeah, I mean, the DT drop could really be very strong because most of the time fast expanding Protosses only get cannons in the front in the beginning, so the super fast DT drop could really do a lot of damage. But since Julios actually scouted it, I think he just needs to place a cannon in his middle line, maybe a pylon at the edge of the base here, and then he should be fine.
Yeah, he may even need to put a cannon there by his excuse me, gateways, just because they're so much further away from any other cannons. So just so he doesn't lose his production as well. But he should be perfectly fine, and it looks like he wants to go his own DTs behind this too. He's putting down a Citadel, hoping to maybe catch Quark without any detections, thinking, okay, he's going DTs, now I'm just going to go TTCs and kill him, because he's not going to have good detections. So.
Yeah, it's really, really aggressive games we have here. And okay, 2 cannons going up. I just wanted to say, 1 cannon could sometimes not be enough, because if you just load in 2 DTs in a shuttle and you maybe put your Zealot in the shuttle as well, you just fly your shuttle on top of the cannon, you drop everything out, and the 2 DTs and 1 Zealot will easily kill 1 cannon. But Julius really nicely putting 2 cannons on each side of the Nexus here. And that means he's totally safe against this Dark Templar player, I think, except the pylon and the gateways that you mentioned.
Yeah, and there is only 1 DT in the shuttle, so we'll have to see where Quark wants to drop this out. If he's going to try and drop right on top of the cannons, which I don't think would be good with 2 there. He may even just lose the shuttle, or it just drops in the main. And then he could pick off the pylon, at least depower these gateways, and at least slow down the production coming out from Uluias here for a little bit.
Yeah, Quark also taking his expansion. It's not quite done, but now we see the drop here. Oh, loads, unloads everything. Okay, I just want to say those zealots are kind of wasted. But yeah, he kills the pylon, and that means no production for Julius here.
And importantly, that stops his Dark Templar production. He had his first DT on the way here. So the fact that there is no detection yet for Quark isn't really going to bother him. Like, he's got a lot more time now to get his detection out because he stopped that DT. So very, very nice for him.
I wonder if Quark will actually scout the DT tech, because there is that cannon on the right side of the Nexus, and maybe Quark will just turn around his DT immediately when he sees the cannon and not actually see the Templar archive.
A potential storm drop here. Oh, cannon finishes just in time. It's going to turn that shuttle around.
Okay. I think on these maps where you have a cliff, a high ground cliff behind the natural here, the mineral line, 1 cannon is not really enough. I mean, he has a second one going up, but when the shuttle arrived, he only had 1 cannon, and then you can just fly over it, and the cannon, the cannon can't use its full range. It can only shoot once your shuttle crosses this cliff edge, basically. So then you can drop out your High Templar and then fly the shuttle away even, without even taking a lot of damage on the shuttle. But okay, Quark decides to not do that and plays it safe here.
Looks like he's maybe going to go and try for the main now instead. Shuttle flying there to the left side of the map. Got a DT out here for Julius, looking around just to make sure there's no third expansion, probably. That looks like where the DT is headed at the moment anyway. Alright, shuttle is coming in now. The DT drew those Dragoons away. We'll see what he can get done here. He needs to get quite a few probe kills. He's definitely behind.
Oh,
not bad.
7.
Very nice,
oh,
actually.
Another one. Nice. 7 and 10, I think. So 17 kills here.
Very nice. That's the play he kind of needed. He actually pulled ahead in probe count from that.
Okay, but the last goon shot before it gets killed from the DT actually killed the shuttle with every unit inside. So a little something here for Julius. But yeah, as you mentioned, probe count advantage goes to Quark now. And I mean, he has the expansion up, he has the detection, he has his own Dark Templar tech. So this game, very different from the last game where Julius not only had the economic advantage, but also the tech advantage. This time it's definitely way more even, and I think I would even put Quark slightly ahead for the probe count.
Yeah, just for the time being anyway. Definitely not over. We'll have to see where players want to take this. And a map like this can definitely end up in like a longer game. A lot of these bases are on high ground, so they're a lot more turretable. A few cannons up there, maybe a couple of Templars or something, and they're just so hard to break, especially because your opponent can get there and kind of trap you if you do manage to get up there. They can trap you in that base as well. So that's always something you got to be aware of. So we'll have to see. I mean, looks like we got Templar tech on both sides. Quark's going up to, looks like 5 gateways. Julios is on 5 gateways. Probe counts are pretty similar. Supplies are pretty similar. So this is beginning to look like a pretty even game at the moment here.
Yeah, and we do have a shuttle here by Julios flying towards the bottom right now because he's actually scouting ahead with an observer. Very nice here. But what? How is this possible? How did he see this shuttle now? Oh man.
I don't know. Did it fly past an observer or something I missed? Or a unit? Must have, right? But somehow he gets that out though.
Yeah. Wow.
That's for him. But he is going to lose a couple of these pylons here. Quark finding these just scouting pylons for drops and or expansion temps down there.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah. Looks like Julios is going to go ahead and take his 3rd expansion here shortly. And Probe is going out for Quark as well. So it looks like they're both just content to kind of sit back here, you know, maybe kill a couple of things on the map while taking their additional expansions. Another Dark Archon for Quark here as well.
Yeah, I like it. People always want to see Dark Archons, and it looks like Quark is really open to that idea to use some more Dark Archons, so that's nice. I mean, it's a very strong unit overall. If you can use it correctly, which is actually not super hard, because the feedback of the Dark Archon has a very big range and is very responsive as well. If you click feedback on the High Templar, it will happen almost immediately. So it's really nice that you can, yeah, kill some important High Templars. Let's look at this army from Julios here. He has a decently sized army here in the middle, and 2 Templars with a total
Storm
of 4
drop
storms.
in Quark's main.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt there, but
be fine. 7 kills here. Zealot getting more. And also 3rd base by Quark going down. Oh my.
Another storm drop at the natural of Quark as well.
12 kills. Oh man.
Yeah. Julios really abusing Quark here in a couple of places. Attacking in a few places at once, killing that 3rd base, killing a bunch of probes, and regaining that probe count or probe lead here. So things are starting to look better and better here for Julios at the moment.
Yeah, so 7 and 12 probe kills, so 19 probes killed. But we can see the probe difference is only 11, so that's definitely okay. Oh, another one. Oh, barely does not get the big clump there, but then again, like 5 more kills or so.
Forcing probe pulls. Really taxing the multitask here of Quark, who is known for having lower APM, which definitely can hurt players like that, right? If you just abuse them with their multitask, it can hurt. But we do have Quark moving in here, and his army definitely looks bigger. If he can catch this army of Julios and take it out. Okay.
Wow.
He doesn't quite catch the army, but he does get a couple Templars for his trouble.
Yeah, those were 4 storms he just killed with 1 Dark Archons. 4 storms. And look at this. There's only 1 Templar with 1 storm right now. Quark could maybe take this if he is fast and if he storms well. But this... yeah, this High Templar does not have any more energy, so... not a single storm left in the army of Julios, so Quark can really siege this position with his goons and his Templars here.
Oh, there's a shuttle flying over the army here of nothing in it anyways, but yeah, let's decent position here for Quark. He did lose that Dark Archon trying to zap that last Templar. Nice storms coming down on this goon comp. Is he gonna have enough to defend here? This is looking like it's tough. There are a few reinforcements coming in for Quark, but they're all High Templars. That's not exactly what you want for reinforcements. Oh, meanwhile on Quark's side, there's a DT dropped into the main and another storm drop happening at the natural. Just action happening here on both sides of the map.
This is actually a pretty close fight. There are more Templars coming. If he just morphs these into Archons, at least the ones that have stormed already, I think he could take this game, but he's not actually moving this. He's maybe busy with the Dark Templar, I'm not sure.
He could also move up and try and storm some of those probes too.
Yeah.
and then make those Archons. It looks like he's going to lose most of his Dragoons, and then all he's got left here are High Templars.
Yeah, 7 High Templars. And he didn't really use most of them. Oh, now stacking storms against a single zealot. Ah, man, if he just used a bit more attention on this army, he could have really done a lot of damage to the natural here. But in the end, this attack gets defended. The third base is still up, his own third base is killed, and the probe count is still heavily in Julius's favor. So, yeah, this game is really our Peruvians' game to lose here.
Yeah, like you said, that was very close. I think that could have definitely gone a little bit better for Quark, but at the same time, we have to give credit to Julius. He was harassing Quark while that was going on, and that really distracted Quark's attention back in his main base. Like you can see, he's got hardly any probes mining in the main at the moment. So Quark on 2 base here with 11 probes less. Like you said, we got to favor Julius here a little bit. It doesn't mean Quark still can't fight back. He's still got a decent army here out on the map. It looks like he definitely has more units available to him than Julius, but he's going to have to do something to try and get back into this even out. Either, kill a base, kill a bunch of probes himself, or we'll have to see what his plan is here.
Yeah, so I want to mention 2 things. One thing is the probe production again. So I saw Quark being down 15 probes twice in this game, and it's almost back to even. So the probe production really definitely so much better for Quark, but the harassment, of course, very good for Julius. So that's an interesting pairing here. And the other thing is the upgrades. Again, the same situation compared to last game. We see Julius far ahead on the upgrades. Quark is still on 1-0, just has the second upgrade started a few seconds ago. But hold that thought, the drop in the natural here of Quark, and that is juicy, that could be juicy.
Nice storm dodge there from Quark here. Looks like he's going to drop out a few more zealots here. He had 2 speed shuttles, mostly full of zealots, but it looks like for the most part he's going to hold, although he's losing a bunch of probes now in the main. A couple more zealots from Quark coming back to clear this up. So overall didn't take too much damage, especially for how much was dropped out, but still anything he can do to continually harass and slow Quark down, it's going to be a win for him, just for the fact that he is on 3 base and he is ahead in probes at this time.
Yes. Yeah, but was definitely a lot less damage than I expected with 2 speed shuttles flying in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with games like this, we always have to remember when you have 2 players being on a pretty low amount of bases for a long time, the probe count actually doesn't need to be super high, because we can see the main and natural of Julius is already getting mined out here. So he's only on 1 base then, and I mean 50 probes are more than enough for 1 base. So when you know, okay, I'm not getting like 3 or 4 bases mining at the same time anytime soon, then it's sometimes fine to stay on like 40 or 50 probes. But he's taking a 4th now, and Quark has his 3rd finally up.
Yeah, so staying just 1 base ahead here for our Peruvian Protoss. I do like these couple obs at the bottom, both players just scouting back and forth, got a patrol obs, just to make sure neither of those bases get taken. Because a lot of times you'll see, players try and go for a hidden base somewhere down there or something on this map and just turtle up, and then it becomes so hard to break once they get a bunch of cannons on top of the ramp. But we did have a couple of Reavers made here for Julius a little bit later. I guess he's just planning to use those for defense. Oh, what is this? Dark Archon just coming across the map.
Yeah, he killed 1 High Templar and almost killed another one. So one survived with 2 HP here, didn't have enough energy, and another one was killed. And the Dark Archon actually survived. So Dark Archon, really nice unit here.
Yeah, he did lose that one earlier, but it looks like he remade it. So Quark definitely a fan of the Dark Archon Templar snipes here. But yeah, we got that 4th base just about to start up here, or finish up here, sorry, for Julius. Long distance mining with a bunch of probes, but he's not going to matter too much for him. He's going to get mining there just fine. What are the upgrades at here? It looks like we have 3-2 for Julius, so very nice against the 2-0 of Quark.
Yep.
So definitely a big upgrade advantage here for Julius as well. Army sizes are similar, but a lot of it can come down to the upgrades or the army positioning. So we'll have to see. Looks like he wants to fly in with the shuttle. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Donation there for Quark. Nice little pickup. Free shuttle and every unit that was in there.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean the upgrades are really very important, especially when the armies get bigger and bigger. That's a 3 upgrade advantage here for Julius, and we have to remember he's also pretty much 2 bases ahead and 3 upgrades. So okay, now we have maybe the Hail Mary play here for Quark. He's going into the natural. Could this be the move that wins him the game? Army of Julius is going back, is in the other corner of the map, and Quark is attacking here, but there are so many cannons and the Reaver.
And so many storms going down too on Quark's army, but I mean, having that army separated did allow Quark to take out a good chunk of the army for Julius, but now the rest of his army is coming back in here. There's still the Dark Archon. He's going to pick off 1, almost 2. Another High Templar survives with 2 HP. It looks like he is going to be able to hold here, and I feel like this is just cementing Julius's lead a little bit more. Now he's got 5 bases against the 3 bases of Quark, and he just took out all of Quark's army. And he still has like a decent chunk of army left himself, so I'm not sure what Quark can do from this point. He's going to have to make something happen. It looks like he's moving out with his army once again onto the high ground into the middle of the map here and see if he can get something done somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can work to go into the main base and kill the gateways or so, but there were so many cannons, and I think this is basically the last fight. Okay, nice storms by Quark here. Goons not dodging at all goons getting killed here, but Julius actually wins the fight anyways, and yeah, now Quark pretty much has nothing left. The main and the natural are mined out now, so there's 1 base mining for Quark against 3 of Julius now.
Looks like Quark wants to try and take this base, but a Dragoon instantly scouts this here in the bottom right. And so Quark is going to have to cancel that. I was going to say if he could get that base up or get another base up in these bottom corners, he could definitely still keep fighting back, but it's looking dire. He's probe transfer being caught here by a couple of Archons and a few units from Julius. And he's just pushing Quark back, keeping him locked into these 3 bases kind of here. And yeah, I really don't like his position. He's got to get something done. He's got to kill the army and kill a base, or he's going to find himself just getting outproduced here very shortly.
Yeah, and I think, well, Julius is actually using like small parts of his army here. He has a lot more coming. He has a lot of units everywhere. I feel like there are 2 Reavers sitting in the natural. There are some more goons in the natural. Then there were some at the 3rd base. Some units are in the 4th base. There are pretty much units scattered around everywhere for Julius. If he just gathers up all of units in 1 army, I think he can just crush Quark. But as it is, Quark actually tries to get up the 4th base in the top now, but that is so open. I'm not sure how he wants to defend that.
Yeah, I mean, he can definitely use the high ground to his advantage to try and hold this position. But if his whole army's up there, that's going to leave him exposed somewhere else. Julius could maybe go and take out the main even. We do actually have Arbiter Tech now coming out for Quark, which is definitely strong in the later game of this matchup. You can get a big stasis on a clump of Archons or a big clump of units. You can definitely turn the tide of a fight there, or kill all the observers and all your units are invisible to them. But we'll have to see. Looks like Quark is getting attacked here from Julius up the ramp. He will defend it for now, but how long can he hope to hold this position?
Yeah, this is a very narrow passage here, very narrow choke, and we have the high ground advantage for Quark. So with enough storms, he could still defend. Oh, and all parts of Julius's army going the wrong way here and getting killed. Oh man, I'm not sure. Yeah, Quark is definitely still behind, but it feels like he's slowly crawling back into this game. Upgrade advantage is of course still in Julius's favor, but Julius actually almost stopped for a little while to upgrade after 3-2, but almost just now has 2 more upgrades completed. But yeah, Quark is actually on 3-1 right now, so only 1 upgrade advantage right this second here.
Yeah, very nice. First Arbiter is now out for Quark. I don't think we saw any Arbiter tech on Julius at all. So we'll have to see. I mean, it'll be a little bit here, 30 seconds or so before he has stasis, but Julios is going to go for a full attack here at the natural of Quark. Pretty strong move here, considering it looks like, okay, he's going to try and engage the army. Nice storm, a couple of storms going down all over Quark's army. Oh my goodness, so much damage being dealt right now.
Yeah, so we can really see. Finally, oh my god, all the observers died for Julios with one storm there. But yeah, Quark has pretty much nothing left. So at this point, as you can see, Julios just running under the Arbiter and killing it. And now the 4th base is in danger. And with that, the game is over and we see the GG of Quark.
All right, well, 2-0 lead for Julios. It's looking dire here for our British Protoss Quark. He's got to win the next 3 games if he wants a chance to go on to the round of 4.
Yes, and yeah, just a little information, guys. We have a lot more viewers, so thanks everyone for watching. If you have any comments, any feedback, any questions or so, always put them in the chat. We will always read the chat during the breaks here, sometimes even during the game. And we had some messages here in the in the chat about my pronunciation, which I guess is fine for most of the people. That's nice. Who is the other caster? The other caster, as you can see here now in this scene, it's the wonderful Snipe, organizer of the CPL.
That's right. What league? He's asking what league. This is BSL, which you can see on the screen now. Gosuleague. Round of 8.
Yes, when we are in a game, I can tell you something as well, because in the game we always have the tournament that we are watching here. We have the best of 5 information, that these series are best of 5, so we see the players and we also see the casters, so everything is there in the game. I will show you once we are in it. And yeah, right now we have the 3rd game loaded between Julios and Quark, and that will be on Sylphid.
Yeah, and this is do or die time for Quark. He has to win here or his BSL Gosuleague run will be over.
Yes. Okay. So, game is loaded. Let's go. Okay, so in the top, in the bottom left here, oh my god, we have Quark sending out 2 probes.
Yeah, I was just noticing this too. Wow. All right, he really does not want to lose this game. He's going to try for a proxy. He wants to scout which base his opponent is in and proxy gate in his base.
Yeah, wow. That's ballsy here. Yeah, so let's see how this develops. So he's obviously scouting with 2 probes because there are 2 other positions where his opponent can be. Oh, and here, very nice. You can see he's not really going into the base completely. He's only checking the mineral blocks to see how many minerals are left on this mineral block, so he knows his opponent is in the bottom right before actually seeing him. So that's nice.
See a comment about PvP again. All these matches are going to be PvP. It is a best of 5 between these 2. But after this best of 5, we will be moving on to a TVZ.
Yep. No Protoss in the next match.
Well, the positioning of the gateway here from Julios is definitely going to see Quark's gateway when he puts it down, I'm pretty sure. Once it finishes.
It's a forge. It's not a gateway, so the forge is actually slightly smaller, so Julios is actually not seeing it. It's like a millimeter, really. It's so crazy close.
He is scouting now. Julios is going to scout out on the map, and it looks like he's going to go to the wrong base first.
Oh,
so he's not going to scout Quark first or right away and see nothing in his base, but yeah, the gateway finishes and now he does see the forge.
And I think that's it, man. Yeah, you can easily kill a warping in cannon if it's not already almost done. Yeah, so I think
only 2 probes are attacking it though.
Yeah, but he knows he doesn't need to. When the probe Yeah, never mind. True probes are enough to kill a cannon already. But Quark is not giving up. He's still trying. 2 mana pilots here. But I mean, is this going anywhere? He has less probes. He has no gateway. He has nothing.
3 mana pilots.
Wow.
I mean, this is definitely quite interrupting. You can see a bunch of probes going behind the mineral. Not even mining, being able to mine, getting stuck here, but this is also costing Quark a lot too. I mean, maybe he can start building some cannons when these are finished, and then maybe that's his plan here, to try and get some cannons down. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't think cannons will ever get up.
No.
But he's transitioning in his base. He's getting a gateway and in a simulator, but I mean, he's so far behind.
Yeah, he's got to buy a lot of time. Looks like he's even trying to get Manor Pylon in there for Helios, but nice little block from Quark for blocking the way of that. So what do you do now as Quark? I guess you just accept that you're behind and try and come back somehow, but that's so tough, especially knowing that you're down in the series 2-0.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, okay, he actually sees the Nexus going up, so he has some more scouting information. That's nice, because if he doesn't get that, that's really very hard to play against, because Julius could just get units and try to kill Quark, because Quark doesn't have a gateway or has a gateway very late. Or Julius could just go for a fast Nexus, and yeah, that's what he's doing, but Quark actually saw it. So now maybe Quark can actually just be a bit more comfortably that he's not dying right away, and maybe get his own Nexus, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm actually not too surprised to see Helios go for that Nexus. We have seen him go for a fast Nexus in all these games so far. But yeah, he's going to be able to kill this pylon here in his base, and then the forge. Putting down that second gateway and getting his own forge, actually. Interesting enough. I guess he wants to just expand, get some cannons out front just to make sure he doesn't die to anything. Although he did scout that the Nexus was coming down for Quark as well, so he shouldn't be too afraid of any aggressive play coming out from Quark anytime soon.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, if we look at this, the Nexus, okay, it's earlier for Julius, but the probe count is only 3 apart, so there's definitely still a shot for Quark, and Quark already has the cybernetic score, which Julius does not have. It's just building right now. So yeah, it's not over. It's not over.
Definitely some games still in here. And PvP, there's definitely comeback mechanics, right? If you can get a good Storm drop or a good Reaver drop that kills a bunch of probes, all of a sudden you can find your fate completely reversed. So we'll see. I mean, the Nexus is just now finishing up for Quark, and Julius is just now transferring, so he hasn't even been mining. So the Nexus timings here are going to be pretty similar. They're going to be mining about the same time.
Yeah. And I mean, now with the Nexus being up for Julius for a little while longer, and also the Zealots actually killed the two probes here in the base of Quark. We see the probe count being a bit more different, but we could also see in the last 2 previous games that Quark can come back in the probe count, and then we have an even game again. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like Quark wants to go for a robotics here at his natural. Get those Reavers out. What's the additional tech going to be for Julius? Looks like he's going to go up to a 3rd gateway. So he just wants to produce a bunch of units. He does have some upgrades going here. +1 on his forge is almost half done already. So he definitely wants to play a heavy gateway style, it looks like. Even adding on a 4th gateway as well.
Yeah, I like the heavy gateway style. I'm not a big fan of Reavers. If you already have like 2 bases up and you're going into the mid game with a big economy, I think you should just straight up go into the Templar tech, because in the end Templar tech is more powerful compared to Reavers, because Storms are just so nice against Reavers. So in the end that should be your late game tech, I think, and if you already have the economy, you should go into that Storm tech right away and skip in Reavers. I think is a good decision here.
Yeah, it feels like for Quark's side, he doesn't exactly know what Julius is going for here, and he's like, okay, I need to get some kind of damage done, so maybe I'll just go Reavers. And Reavers are good to try and get some damage done, right? If he can kill a bunch of probes, and maybe he can even this out, because we can actually see the probe counts have gotten a lot different, a lot bigger. Feels like Quark has not been making probes through this at all. And Julios has been. Look at that, 20 probe difference now. That's actually huge.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to get a lot done with this Reaver if he wants to come back into this game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, for Quark, it's definitely a good idea to do that because he actually is the one who needs to do damage. I just meant in Julius's position. It's nice to skip the Reaver. But yeah, Quark really, he really has to do damage or make probes. I don't know. He has to do one of those for sure, and he's not doing either right now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he feels like he doesn't have time to make probes. He has to put all his money into units and tech and like the Reaver and stuff, because he has not made probes for a long time here. But that's just getting him further behind. Like, that's just making him have to get something done to get back in this game. It looks like he wants to try and push out here now with this army. There is going to be no Reavers for Julios here, so maybe if he can get a favorable engage here, he can get something done. But he's been on 4 gateways a little bit longer here than Quark's been on that Reaver tech, so we'll have to see how this goes. We got the engagement coming in now. A nice little sandwich play coming in here from Julios. What can he get done here?
The shuttle is in danger here. It gets focused, but gets out of the way. Reaver is dropped. Can he get some good shots? Oh, shuttle is down, but Reaver still alive. Can he save the Reaver? Oh, it's so close. Oh, gets killed.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Reaver would definitely help try and bust through this position or kill some more units, even if he could get one scarab off on the probe to help even that out. But if Julios holds here, it's really looking bad for Quark. Like we've been mentioning this a few times in this game, but that probe count has just been so low, and we saw him in the previous games really do a good job of making probes. So it feels like that has to have been a conscious decision, thinking I need to do something to stop him now, or I'm not going to be able to get into this game. And meanwhile, we got Julios going up to, looks like 7 gateways here. Yeah, so he's really going to start powering up, and I think his plan here looks like he just wants to power up a bunch of units, walk across the map, and kill Quark. And honestly, it looks like it probably is going to work.
Yeah, the big line of gateways, we don't see that every day. All gateways in one line. But now I guess he has to stop, because otherwise his units won't go through anymore. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward, or I'm really curious what Quark's next plan is to get back into this game. I mean, right now it looks like he just wants to make units and hope for the best. I don't see any additional tech here.
Well, here's his plan. Yeah, this is what he's going to try and do to get back in the hidden next. And it's in such a spot that it's not likely to be scouted, unless like a shuttle flew all the way up there. But even that is just too far of a path for a shuttle to take. So if he can go by for a few minutes that this Nexus starts to pay off, this could be a good move. But I don't know if he's going to be able to go those few minutes. Like we can see now, Julios is moving out on the map. He's got a decent sized army here, and maybe looks like he wants to pressure into Quark, and he's going to go ahead and feel comfortable taking a third base of his own here as well.
Yeah, I mean, if Quark stays defensive, I think with the Reaver in the defensive position, he should not die here. So I guess over time this hidden base will pay off, but then again, Julios has a normal third base anyway, so that hidden base it's not like it gets him a nice big advantage over Julios. It just it's closer to evening out the game, if anything.
Yeah, I was watching this army. It looked like he was gonna have a couple units head to go for this. I was like, no way. The soul read from Julios, but he is not going to scout that, so it's going to go undetected for now. The thing is, like, if he thinks he's playing against two base instead of 3 base, he'll definitely play it a little bit differently, or can play it a little bit differently. So it'll mess up the math or calculations in his head a little bit. But like you said, I don't think it's going to make enough of a difference anyway, just because of the fact that he's about to be on 3 bases, and he's going to saturate his third base quicker because he's going to be able to probe transfer, whereas Quark can't really transfer his probes across the map to this hidden nexus.
Yeah, and I think Quark has to be super careful because the army advantage 100% goes to Julius here, so Quark cannot run around so freely with his units. I think he has to be very tightly packed in a defensive position with his Reavers, and then maybe he can climb back into the game because we see a fourth base going up here for Quark, so well, also fourth base going up for Julius now, so I'm not sure.
Well, it looks like he wants to take a fifth base as well. The probe just went up there. Like, the plan from Quark is just amass Nexus and hope that his opponent never attacks him. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't look like that's going to work out, as we do have an attack coming in here now, and there's just so many more units here for Julius. He's got the 1-1 upgrades against 0-0. The Reaver goes down, which he really needs. A couple of big storms, and like this is looking terrible for Quark. There's just so many units left over here for Julius, and nothing really left here for Quark.
Yeah, I mean, Quark was not in a good enough defensive position here. He was outside with his army. He only had one single Reaver, and that's just not enough against the 50 supply army advantage. And with that, that's game. I mean, Quark is not leaving yet, but once his gateways are dying, I think he knows that it's over.
Yeah, and there's the GG. So very strong performance from Julius, our Peruvian Protoss here, taking out Quark 3-0 and to the round of 4 for himself.
Yes, yeah, congratulations. And that means we will now go over to finding out who his opponent is in a ZVT between Eriador and Tarzan. But before we go into that, we had some comments in the chat here. For the next games, it would be nice to add the beginning of the in-game names for the players in the bottom left. Ah, okay, I see. Because they are using different in-game names, it's hard to know who's who. Ah, that's a good point. Maybe I will just color the names. Yeah, that's a good point. I will think about that. But yeah, I can't set it up right now. We'll always mention and introduce the players in the beginning of the game. So with that, I think if you're watching the whole time, you should know who's who.
Should be better in the next match as well. Not being a mirror, and hopefully at least one of the players uses their actual name.
Yes, and we are loading the replay of this first game between Eriador and Tarzan. I'm going to quickly show the bracket again before we go into it, so that everyone who joined later knows what's going on here. So again, we are casting the BSL 10 Gosuleague here with a round of 8, and we are now heading into the last series of the round of 8 to find out who the last player in the semifinals is. So here you can see the bracket. We already saw Dark and Brown or Brownie advance to the semifinals here, and now we just witnessed Julius defeating Quark 3-0 and gets the third spot in this semifinals, and now we will have Eriador in a ZVT against Tarzan. So this will be the last player. The winner of this will be the last player in the semifinals. So that's what we'll find out now.
And will we have a TVP or will we have a ZVP? The last Terran Hope. He's been the last Terran Hope since the round of 16, but we shall find out.
Yeah. Okay, so the game is almost ready. I just have to prepare the overlay and then we go into it. Okay. Okay, we are ready. So let's go. Okay, in the top right of the game here, we have our only Terran in the round of 8. It is Tarzan.
All right, and in the bottom left, we have none other than Eriador, his Liquid Drone. We've seen both of these players before on this stream in previous casts, and I do remember like Liquid Drone for sure. He liked to play a very macro-oriented style, very just sit back and get ahead of his opponents, right? That was a lot in ZVP. We haven't really seen his ZVT, so I'm definitely interested to see if he takes a similar approach where he's just like, I'm going to macro up and just overwhelm you, or if he wants to play more like some kind of a harass style with a bunch of mutas, or if he wants to try some strategic plays like lurker busts or something, especially on a map like this where you can break down that back with lurkers. We could maybe see something like that.
Yeah, I really think he's more of a like conservative macro player. And Tarson, I know that also against Protoss, I only have information against Protoss, he is always doing this like maxing out on 3 bases and then do one big push against Protoss. I mean, of course, against Zerg it's a very different game, but maybe he's also a bit predictable with the strategies. I'm not sure about that, but if he is, I'm sure Eriador has done his research and can figure that out. Yeah, but will be interesting to see what they do.
First thing to see is, will he go for a gas, or does he want to go for like a bio play? Now, I do remember we did cast some Tarson games before, and he did do bio and he did do mech, so
Okay.
definitely capable of mixing it up here in this matchup. He has not taken his gas yet, so it looks like he's probably wants to go for a fast expand and bio type play here, which is a bit interesting. I mean, Benzene in general, as we've mentioned before, it's a little bit longer map, so it can make like a 2 racks or something bust maybe a little bit weaker. But yeah, we'll have to see. Liquid Drone does know that there is no gas, so he should be expecting that a command center will be coming down here very shortly from Tarson.
And maybe he can block it? Not quite, okay. But he can harass his HCV, so even if you think, okay, no way a good Terran will lose his SCV, that still means he has to pull another SCV that is not mining right now. So just attacking this SCV is always good for a Zerg player here.
Yeah, nothing to really stop him from doing this. First Marine is being built now, which he will send down, but Eriador is going to go ahead and pull that drone before the Marine comes out, having that scouting information so he knows roughly what he's up against, some kind of a bio play. As we can see, he's throwing down excuse me, that second barracks now. So this definitely looks like some kind of a 2 racks academy type play. We'll see where he goes from here, but what does Liquid Drone want to do? Looks like he is going to go probably for a 2 hatch build. Should see that lair start anytime now, maybe.
Oh, it's Zergling speed.
Oh, he's going
actually.
speed first. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, speed first against the gasless Terran, but a lot of this, like early speedlings attack against Terran, depend on the positioning of the Terran. I think a Terran can always put some additional buildings here, blocking the way, maybe getting a bunker. In some cases, and depending on how good the Terran is to set up his defensive position here, that pretty much decides about the success of the speedlings.
Yeah, now Tarson, if he was paying attention, which I mean, someone of his, I'm sure would, he should have noticed that that lair had not been started and that more than 100 gas had been mined. So he should be aware that Ling speed is actually being researched here. Will he prepare for it? Looks like he is going to go ahead and throw down a bunker. Prepare for maybe some kind of a Ling. And he is sending another SCV. He really wants to get that scouting information. Kind of find out what Zerg is up to. Is he going to mass a bunch of speedlings? What? Looks like speed just finishing now for those Lings as well. So if he didn't know, he knows now.
Yeah, so there are some more links in the natural here of Eriador. Will he make even more, or will he just use the ones that he has now? So far, still sitting in the natural. Okay, now... okay, he just moved them a little bit, but now he's actually also going back into drone, so it's not like he's going for an all-in Zergling attack here. He's just, I guess he just wants to have some units in case for some reason a vulture goes in here, but I mean, he should know that the gas was taken very late.
Now, it looks like he's going for lurkers behind this, so I'm wondering if he wants to try for some kind of Ling lurker bust, or if he wants to just get those lurkers, bust the generators, and try and run in behind the defenses here of Tarson. It seems like that would be a pretty good play. So maybe that's what he's going for here. See it. Little push out here from Tarson. Couple of medics. He's got his Marines. He's got Stim just about finished here. He just wants to put on a little pressure, try and force some units or force some Sunkens from Liquid Drone. But he's got a bunch of Lings here, so he's got to be careful. Knowing that he has Ling speed, you don't necessarily want to push out too far. If there's a bunch of Lings that can get you and surround you and kill your army, that's very bad for Terran. Really sets you back. So he's got to be definitely careful moving out here with this group of bio.
Yeah, a lot of move outs of the Terran are just to have some presence on the map, maybe kill off some Zerglings that are scouting here, but in general this first group is not designed to do any big damage. Usually it's just going back with the reinforcements, but now we have a run by Eriador here.
Yeah, and you can see kind of the punish of having the speedlings and moving out a little bit too far with that bio. Now we have speedlings in the base here of Tarson. Will he be able to clean this up? I mean, he should clean this up for sure, but how much damage is Irradiator going to get done here before he kills the rest of these lings?
He definitely killed a lot of SCVs here in the mineral line, so probably at least like 6, 7 have been going down, I think. And you can really see it in the worker count. The Zerg is actually ahead on drones, which is pretty rare and a good sign that Zerg is ahead here. And he also has the third base up, so pretty good position for Eriador.
And he has 4 lurkers here. Where is he going to go with them? Tarson does see these. Okay, he's going to send 2 to the front. Looks like Tarson wants to try and pick those off before they can get on top of his bunker. Heads up play, but these other 2, where are they going? Looks like they're taking the long way around.
Oh. Tarson engages the lurkers, loses a lot of Marines against it. And yeah, I mean, he's moving out now, but does he have enough to actually do something on the other side of the map? We have to mention that Eriador's third base is very far away from his natural, and also the ramp is pretty big compared to usual third base locations on other maps, which have a small ramp. It's a bit harder to defend here for Eriador, so he really needs to get up his lurkers there, but then he also needs lurkers in the natural, so that's a bit difficult, and he only has 2 lurkers right now.
Yeah, but he does have these lurkers pounding away here at the generators, at the SCVs, at the bunker out front. Will he be able to get them down? It looks like both those lurkers are probably going to go down here. One does survive with 8 HP. But that shouldn't be too hard for Tarson to clean up. So he does defend this kind of attack here from Eriador for now. You have this bio going up towards the third base. And what is here for Liquid Drone? There's not much. A couple of lurkers coming up from behind. Where's the scan? Nice scan. He does pick off all the lurkers. But will the Lynx clean this up?
Oh, pretty good mic. Oh, I just want to say pretty good micro by Tarson, but then kind of mismicroed by Eriador just on move command, and now his base is in trouble. No, not a single lurker to be seen here. It's just some Zerglings, and I think those Marines could really do a lot of damage to the third base here.
Yeah, lots of Lings going down here. Coming in, well, you know, 1 or 2 or a few Lings at a time is never good against even a small group of bio here. A lot of damage, a bunch more Lings coming in, so he should be able to clean this up, hopefully. But another line of Marines streaming across the map. So if these Marines do not go down and do not get cleaned up, this could be very bad for Liquid Drone. He could definitely lose his space. Now it looks like Tarson's stimming some of these Marines across the map. Will he be able to take out this base? What does Eriador have? He's got a few lurkers coming in. Maybe he can save it still.
Yeah, lurkers are definitely the key to save this base, but now the Marines could just attack the hatcheries. Carefully snipes one of the lurkers, but I think with very careful leapfrogging forward here, Eriador is able to save it. And on the other side, that lurker got 11 kills on the SCVs in the natural.
I thought that lurker was going to get taken out, but I mean, it was almost taken. But it has denied the mining of Tarson for so long. So nice little counterplay there from Liquid Drone. Did have a question in the chat about a factory. There is definitely a factory up now. There was a tank, and the starport is done getting an add-on as well. No science facility started as of yet, but I imagine we'll see that started any second now.
I guess we'll see a dropship maybe before the vessel production starts. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. So that was a lot of damage done to the third base. I mean, so many links were forced, they were all killed, so many drones were killed, and even some of the lurkers. But in the end, Eriador holds, and he also did some damage to the Terran here. And remember, Tarzan is still on 2 bases, which is fine for TVZ. You can stay on 2 bases for a long time. But, oh my god, this shot.
Yeah, nice little stim in here from our Terran. It kills 2 lurkers, but there are 2 more lurkers behind, killing out most of this bio army now. He does scout that Queen's Nest with his bio. So expecting either Queens or a Hive on the way. So Liquid Drone does kill this out, and that eliminates any presence Tarzan has on the map for now. He's not really going to be able to safely push out without scans or, more importantly, a vessel. Just to make sure, because he doesn't know, there could be a couple of hold position lurkers out on the field, so it's a little bit dangerous to move out there without any kind of detection or vision. Meanwhile, it looks like that first dropship is just about done here, and the science facility has finished up, so we will be getting that vessel production going here very soon. I like this little bunker Tarzan placed too, above his nat, just to try and prevent any run-bys from getting up there and killing a bunch of Marines again.
Yeah, I mean, he had that earlier, but it was barely killed by that last lurker. The lurker had 8 HP and then was not killed off and did kill 11 workers, or at least 10 workers. And now we have a drop here in the main.
Yeah.
Can that do some more damage? Oh no, scan by Tarzan, losing his Marines and his workers here.
Yeah, losing a lot of SCVs in the process. So far we have, what, 9 kills between these 2 lurkers?
There's just no scan.
He's got to get some army and scans up here quick before he loses all these depots as well. That would definitely set him back. But it looks like 2 tanks here are going to be able to take out at least that first lurker.
Oh my god.
And we're going to need one more scan. One more scan.
Oh, we really need that scan.
Alright, he does lose one of the tanks.
Wow.
Yeah. Kills the lurkers, but definitely worth it for Liquid Drone there. Nice little harass. Nice play from him there.
Yeah, it was really nice. 2 more lurkers trying to breach the natural back passage here. But yeah, the bunker that you mentioned, easily defending that. So now I think the damage is stopping for now for Eriador, but Eriador is still in a super nice position now. He has the drone lead and the hive is halfway done, so I imagine we will see the Defiler take very soon. So the question is, can Tarzan do something before that is happening or not?
Well, he does have a dropship sitting here at about 6 o'clock. I've been trying to keep an eye on it. It hasn't moved, but he's gearing up for maybe a potential drop in the main. If he can pick off some tech, that'd be very nice. But we also have a counter drop too coming out from Liquid Drone. He's got 4 overlords flying across the top of the map here. Looks like only 3 of them have something in it. We got like 3 lurkers, 4 hydras.
Yeah.
Will Tarzan be able to defend this and ready for this? I'm not sure.
Wow.
Oh, those lurkers do run in. What happened there? A couple of lurkers in the main.
I actually have no idea. Okay, and the drop is also commencing in the main base here, so now we have a lot of units by Eriador in the main base, and it looks like he wants to kill off these depots. That's his main goal here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to get at least a couple of these depots. Sieging up here, we're going to kill one of those lurkers. The dropship's still sitting down there for Tarzan. I'd like to see almost a counter drop from him at the same time, but he's just too focused on trying to clean this up, which, I mean, he has to, right? He's lost so much supply. Look at this. He's 101 of 60 supply.
Yeah, that was
still losing depots.
Incredibly nice job, like so successful. Sometimes you always want to look for those SCVs or upgrades. Maybe he has a engineering base, but in this case he just identified, okay, all the depots here are very bunched up close together. They were already damaged by the previous drop, so that was wonderful, killing off so many depots here.
And now Eriador spread a bunch of overlords around, and he's actually going to see this dropship with his overlord. So he knows it's there. He could make... Okay, he doesn't even have Spire. I was going to say he could make a couple of Scourge, but he knows that this is here, so he should not take a lot of damage to this now. That dropship is finally going to move in. But there is a group of Hydras here ready to intercept this.
Yeah, it looks like Eriador's not actively watching, but this amount of Hydras will easily take care of this drop anyways. So yeah, Tarzan not finding any damage here, and he still has to rebuild a lot of depots, and he's so struggling to do that. Meanwhile, Eriador is just getting his Defilers and Ultralists out now, so I mean,
Yeah.
Force Base also going up is now finishing, so this is a really nice position for Eriador, and I don't really know how Tarzan can come back, but he's moving out now. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, we got a big group of Hydra Lurk here for Liquid Drone, and even a Queen. We'll see if that's for Broodling or maybe Snare. I think it might even be for Ensnare. And this big group is moving out, but there's no medics with it. Okay, there's one medic now kind of falling behind. That's not a lot of medics. Like, you need at least a few more than that. He will probably at least be able to deny this one base, but at the same time, this counterattack is just going to be devastating. He doesn't really have any army back at home to deal with this Hydra Lurker army.
Yeah, and...
Drop at the natural too of Zerg.
Ah, yeah, that's a nice drop. If he can... Okay, never mind. He cannot kill all those Hydras. The Hydras are way too strong here. So that drop is cleared. His own natural is getting run in. And... yeah, now the Zerg is basically at the production of the Terran, and that's always, or pretty much always, the end of the game. So the only thing we have left is to watch the army of the Terran, but Tarzan doesn't even want to watch it himself. He's just GGing out of the game here.
All right. Well, Liquid Drone does take game number 1. Pretty interesting game there. Nice strategy. I think, I mean, that strategy was nice. Tarzan did a decent job of holding it, but then it was the drops, right? The first drop did decent damage, but that second drop is really what hurt Tarzan a lot and kind of really set him back too far to get back into this game.
I also think this first lurker from the first attack that survived with 8 HP.
Yes.
That did so much damage. If Tarzan kills it off, I think we have a completely different game. So we can definitely see a little tweaks, a little bit of tweaks at certain things of the game, and then we have a completely different game, and Tarzan in a way better spot here, and we might see, yeah, a strong late game by our Terran here.
Well, we'll see if he can bring it back here in game 2. If he loses this, it's going to be a pretty important game here for Tarzan if he wants a chance to move on to the next round.
Yes. Okay. And the game is loaded, and here we go. The map again, same as last series between Julius and Quark. Second map is Eclipse, chosen by the loser of the last game, which is Tarzan, of course. Yeah, the colors are a bit... yeah, let's switch the colors to red and blue here. So in the top right, we have our Zerg player being ahead, being up one game. It is Eriador.
All right, and in the bottom left, in the blue, it is Tarzan. It's not do or die for him, but this is still a very important game. How is this turn rate 16 when you're from European? Guess maybe a little bit of lag or problems with the turn rate between these two or something. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So Tarzan is from Poland, and Eriador is from Norway. So they should have a pretty good connection to each other.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Looks like we're going to have actually a 9 pool coming out from Liquid Drone, or Eriador here. So he wants to put on some early pressure. Maybe try and get a quick win with some Lings. We'll see. Will Tarzan be ready for it? He's going to have to like scout that this is coming. So hopefully he will scout it. I mean, on being a 2-player map, you are going to know where your opponent is and be able to scout them earlier. But a lot of times on a 2-player map, you might not scout right away just because you're like, okay, I know where they are. I don't need to scout necessarily as early. And if he doesn't do that, he could be in trouble.
And I think he is. definitely in trouble here because we can see the minerals spiking up way over 150, and that means we see a CC first here after the depot, of course. And I mean, that's exactly what the 9 pool Zerg wants, right?
Yeah, this is definitely looking bad for Tarson. Like, I think he's, what, is he just gonna die here? I mean, SCVs are pretty tanky. They can defend, but I don't like his business. He's just gonna have Zerglings, and it looks like he's gonna get speed here. Yeah, he's pulling the drones off of gas now, so he's upgrading Zergling speed. And what can Tarson do? This is just very unfortunate for him. He's even got the barracks coming here at the natural. So these Lings are gonna get here and see, you know, this barracks and supply depot being built, and thank you for their free win.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's nothing that Tarzan can do really. Yeah, I mean, he can pull all his SCVs and hope that Eriador is not microing well enough and the SCV somehow kills the Lynx. By the way, speed, just now starting, so I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not by Eriador, but speed is just now starting. So we don't have speed anytime soon here, so it's really slow Zerglings against SCVs from this point, so let's see.
Well, let's see what the defense is. The barracks didn't quite finish. Okay, he is gonna get it finished now, so he can start making a couple of Marines here, maybe with good SCV drills. He is killing these Lings, but he's losing a lot of SCVs in the process, and a Marine still hasn't been started here.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, the SCV not getting, the Marine not getting started is, I think, the biggest part of this year.
Yeah, he made that bunker because he's like, oh, I need a bunker, but then he didn't have enough minerals to start the Marine. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he killed all those Zerglings, but there's more coming now, and he's only got one Marine here.
Yeah, and the
Oh, and
speed
he
is
can't
also
lose
finishing.
That. Yeah. Oh.
I think that's it here. The SCVs are almost all down. We have some more, 6 more in the main here, but yeah, speed finishes, more links are coming. Maybe.
If he can keep these 2 Marines alive, okay,
He
he's got
needs
to block
to
his
close
choke
this
now.
gap. Yeah, exactly. 4 more coming. They
He's
will
not
kill
blocking
3.
the choke though. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, he's just gonna GG there. I mean, he took a lot of damage. We can see his SCV count is even lower than the Dro count here. But if he could have blocked that choke, I think he could have held off these Lings. But it's tough. I mean, the layer's already started for Liquid Drone as well. And yeah. I mean, he definitely would have been behind, but he could have defended. So,
Yeah.
a bit unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I think with two command centers against a very low economy 2-base Zerg, it's definitely possible to come back. But he just didn't block his choke. He thought, okay, maybe there are no more links coming, so he moves all his SCVs away to the minerals, and his 3 Marines are just there by themselves, and they die immediately to the 4 speedlings. Okay. Yeah, so we could have a very short day today. Very, very short series here with 2 3-0s.
I sure hope not. I want to see Tarson at least pick up a couple of games here. That last one was just kind of unfortunate build order loss for him kind of thing, but yeah, we'll see. Looks like he's going for Reap the Storm.
Yes, and the game is already loaded, so let's go into it. Okay, so live on the line here for this blue Terran, it is Tarzan.
And just one game away from advancing to the round of 4. It's a Liquid Drone known as Ariador.
I think if you lose a game with a fast command center to a 9 pool, I think you don't do it again. I think you're just too scared, especially if you're 1 game away from being eliminated from the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Or is that the real mind game saying, you're like, okay, the Zerg's not going to expect me to do this again, so that's why I do it again. I don't know.
Maybe.
I doubt we'll see it. That's definitely a risky play if he decides to go for that. But we'll see. Looks like will we get the Overlord? Okay, we do have an Overlord started for Liquid Drone, so not a 9 pool this game. Still remains to be seen what Tarson wants to go for, just throwing down that first supply depot now.
Yes, Overlord scouting in the wrong direction, but I mean that doesn't really play a big role. Usually we have a drone scouting anyways before the Overlord actually arrives.
Tarson's still complaining about this. Better turn rate against North Americans or something than against someone from Norway. Guess he's not happy. Thinks he lost the last game maybe from the lag or something. Lower turn rate.
Maybe. Anyways, he has to live with it, and we see the barracks going down here. Will we see the gas? So he has at 150 minerals, still no gas. So I guess we'll see a command center, pretty fast command center again, but after the Rex this time, which is definitely a very common and also a pretty safe build, I would say.
Yeah, not wanting to take that risk and going command center first, but he is going to scout here with his SCP first scout and see the 12 hatch and feel perfectly comfortable continuing on with his build here. He should be able to throw down his command center shortly once he adds that 400 minerals.
Yes, and so far still no gas by our Zerg player that is getting taken right now. And yeah, that means this SCV can probably not stay until 100 gas is mined. I don't think so. I think... actually, maybe. Never mind. Maybe the pool is far enough away that Tarson can actually wait for the 100 gas mining and see what the Zerg is investing to with that 100 gas.
Looks like Zerg wanted to maybe harass that SCV, but instead he's going to go up, see that the Rox is producing a Marine, and just assume, okay, this is another bio play here. And just going to go ahead, turn around, knowing that he's probably not facing any fast kind of tech coming out. Seeing the command center, seeing the Marines being made. It looks like, yeah, Tarson's probably going to go ahead with that 2 racks opening again, 2 racks academy, and maybe look to put on some pressure. It's a little bit shorter rest distance than we saw in Benzene, so maybe he can get something done this time.
Yeah, so we saw Tarson scouting the lair here immediately, so he was able to let his SCV survive in the Zerg base until that 100 gas tech was chosen by Zerg. And yeah, but you also see that he also saw that the initial links were leaving the base, so that's why he's getting the bunker here and he's getting prepared, and I think he should be fine.
Does confirm that lair there. Did he see that? I don't know. Okay, he does see the Hydra.
He did see.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hydra then, yeah. I think so.
So this is either a fake or it's going to be 2 hatch lurker. And if it's 2 hatch lurker, he should be fine. He should be able to handle this properly. We'll likely see a couple more bunkers from him thrown down here in a little bit to defend that. But in the meantime, he's just continuing to produce Marines. He's got his academy going. Are about halfway done here. Gas started to mine. So yeah, 2 racks academy. Very solid build against any 2 hatch kind of play.
Yeah, and I think it's the exact same build for both players compared to game 1, right? I think we saw the Gaslex expansion into the 2 barracks academy from Tarson, and we also saw the 2 base lurker for Eriador. So far I think a repeat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's similar. I think because I didn't Eriador have 3rd base or something last game.
I think he started it after starting the
okay.
lurker, so he should take it right now if it's exactly the same. But yeah, so far he's not doing that. You're right.
Well, I do see a difference here. He's throwing down a Queen's Nest already. So to me, this looks like fast lurker into fast defiler. So he's going to rush into lurkers and put a little bit of pressure on, contain them, and then rush into defilers and try and swarm push in here. This can be a very strong build. We'll see if Terran gets wind of this. Like to see him maybe push out a little bit here. Try and catch those lurkers when they come out. Or catch those lurkers before they get to his base.
Yeah, and one important ingredients to that is the scouting, and we see the comsets finishing now. So I'm turning off the vision here of drone, and we'll see the scans, and yeah, exactly everything is scouted by Tarzan. He sees the Queen's Nest, he sees the hive starting, he also confirms the Hydroless then in case he didn't see it earlier. So Tarzan has every information he needs now. Now it does matter how he reacts and how he tries to defend this.
Oh, we did have Liquid Drone try and sneak some more Lings in, but Tarzan's not too far out on the map. The Lings could get by this time. Although in saying that, he has moved out now, so there is potential that those Lings could maybe snake back in. First Lurkers are done, and he's starting to move across the map here with them. And Tarzan's kind of out of position to defend this. The Lurkers could definitely get up into his natural here at the moment.
Yeah, I would love to see another bunker, but I think having a group outside is the correct decision here, because you want to catch any reinforcements, you want to catch the Defiler that is getting rallied. But yeah, I think his defense in his natural is a bit like too weak. I think he could...
can we get the repair on that bunker? Oh, we do get the repair. Is he gonna...
Oh.
I think he's gonna be able to clear this out.
Yeah, wow. That was close, man. This bunker was at like 30 HP at one time.
Yeah, I thought for sure he didn't have enough with one bunker. Normally against this, you're gonna get 2 or even 3 bunkers. But no, I mean, I guess Tarzan knows better. Obviously, he's a Terran player, I'm not. But very nice defense, very nice hold. And now he's got this group out on the map. He's defended at home. His position's looking nice. Like, Eridor invested all that money into that Lurker tech, and it didn't really do anything for him.
That is true. He cannot really do anything more with his Marine group because he has no detection anymore. He's limited on these scans here because he does not have a vessel yet. And oh man, I think it was maybe a slight mistake to not finish off the third base because he only let one Marine attack it the whole time. But now it looks like he is actually losing his chance to actually finish it off.
Yeah. Oh, and he's losing some more bio to a few Lurkers here. That's a bit unfortunate. Got to be careful there. What do we have back at home? Starport is about half done. I think that could have been a little bit faster, but he's going to be a little bit before he can get those vessels out and start detecting these Lurkers, which is going to buy Eridor a lot of time here. Going to be able to get his defenses up, his Lurkers down, and Defilers out. And once Defilers and Consumer out, it's going to be a lot harder for Tarzan to try and break any position here.
He has 2 more scans right now. There's one. And we see the engagement here by Tarzan. Nice first lurker shots. But in the end, Tarzan clears it. And there's only 1 lurker left and a few Zerglings. But I think that could be enough. And yeah, the third base is defended as well. So nothing to do for Tarzan here.
Yeah, you can kind of feel from his point of view or Tarzan's point of view perspective here that he feels like, okay, I got to get something done. I got to break somewhere before those Defilers are out and Swarm is out. But we do have that first Defiler out now. Consume is almost done researching, and once that's done, it's going to be hard pressed for Tarzan to break any of these 3 bases. Looks like Starport is finished. Science facility's almost done, so we're going to have vessels those shortly, but Consume's definitely going to be done before that, and he'll be able to start pushing Tarzan's army back out.
Yeah, the first swarm is cast, and some Marines are dying. Of course, he can just run out here, but that pretty much means that he will never do any damage here to the natural anytime soon. Yeah, and what is the plan now? I think with the Defiler tech already out for Zerg, he can just use it to maybe secure a 4th base here very easily. And Tarzan really still has to do something, I think.
Yeah, well, he's got a couple of vultures out on the map laying some mines and maybe to stop some kind of a... Nice little pick off of some Marines there, but the swarms are out, so Liquid Drone is slowly pushing his way across the map with these swarms just kind of hiding under them.
Yeah, but now there's nothing left in the natural.
Yeah. Lurker under an Overlord here, but do we have a scan? Do we have a scan? There's the scan. Okay, nice. So he's gonna break into the natural here. I think he's gonna get it done here, right? There's still 1 Defiler, so he can still do his army, but this is some good damage here for Tarzan. Moving into the natural, being able to pick off some drones, getting up even into the main here.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much game-ending damage here, because Yeah, Erido's just losing his whole economy here, only has the third base left, all the drones are dead, and I think he's also losing the lurkers now. And now that means his main base is also dead, and there is the GG.
All right, so we have a series here. Tarson does take a game, and we will have a game 4.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a little bit risky of Eriador to try to push out with only one single defiler. So maybe he should have waited for a second defiler to secure his natural in case there's a counterattack. But he decided to push out with one defiler, and he pays for it with a counterattack into the natural.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the defense too of Tarson earlier was very nice. You know, with the one bunker, I didn't think that was going to be enough, but he proved me wrong. Like, he defended that, he repaired that, and he held. And just losing those early lurkers really set Eriador back as well, and it just allowed Tarson to eventually overwhelm him here and sneak past that one defiler and get into the main and end the game.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Tarson can come back into the series and be the only Terran in the semifinals. We have an information by Averti, by the way, that there's also no Terran left in the Chobo League, so this is really our last Terran here in the Gosu and Chobo League. Yeah, and the map is Optimizer, let's see.
We got some hype or cheer for some reverse sweep or support for our Terran player. He's definitely had a lot of support throughout this Gosuleague.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll see it. Okay, game is loaded and we go in. Okay. On the left side here, on the bottom left of Optimizer, we have our last remaining Terran, it is Tarson.
All right, and cross map, we have our red Zerg, Liquid Drone. Can he end it here, or will Tarson be able to force a game 5? We'll have to see. One thing I'm noticing right away is these two players that do not share the same side of the map, so that third base not necessarily going to be a big point of contention there. I was thinking, you know, Liquid Drone in the past games have done a lot of lurker play. So if they were sharing the same side, I was thinking, you know, maybe he'll try and sneak some lurkers in there to deny mining at the natural or secure that base himself and attack through lurkers that way. But that won't necessarily come into play here. And he's actually even scouting across with his Overlord instead of down towards, which you might normally see on this map, an up-down scout. So kind of interesting there.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, but we'll find out very soon, I guess. So far, let's see what Tarson is doing this time. Will he actually go for that fast command center again? No, he's going for that barracks at 150 right away. And no pool for Eriador. Eriador is just going for the 12 edge. So very standard openings here for both players.
Yeah, I think Tarson took his one risk with the 14cc there that one game, and he's just like, nope, I ran into 9 pool. I'm not doing that again. I'm not taking that risk. I'm just going to play standard and see if I can't win it in a different way.
Okay.
So far, we've only seen bio plays out of him. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say maybe this SCV scout in the top left will see the Overlord, but yeah, not quite. Yeah, but anyways, he will scout the top right next for sure. And yeah, I mean, so far it's again the same opening at least for Tarson that he did in game 1 and 3. So maybe that's what his like bread and butter build, his go-to build if he wants to feel really comfortable. He just goes this build, and he won one game, the last game with that, and maybe he can do it here again.
Yeah, we haven't seen him do any kind of mech plays yet. We did see him do, I think, at least one mech build when we casted him previously. So maybe he's just a lot more comfortable, like you're saying, doing these bio builds. And also, I noticed he sent 2 SCVs out, so really scared of that 9 pool maybe coming and sending wings again, wanting to make sure it wasn't coming before starting that command center. But also his SCV did barely see that Overlord, but I guess he did not quite notice it. So
yeah.
Bit unfortunate there. Looks like this Marine is going to try and deny this drone scouting. But even seeing that Marine, Liquid Drone probably is suspecting that this is, once again, a bio play coming out of Tarson. And as we can see, it definitely is, as he's going down and going ahead and throwing down that second barracks now.
Yes, and again, his SUV is in the Zerg base pretty much long enough to scout the tech decision by the Zerg player here, if he doesn't lose his SUV immediately to the Zerglings. So the 100 gas is mined now, so he just needs to check the hatcheries at this point. Oh, actually, no Zerglings. Wow, I didn't even see that. A lot of drones, only 2 Zerglings here, and they are not even chasing this SUV, so Eriador doesn't care about the scouting of Tarson.
Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing like a 3-hatch play coming out of Eriador as well. Definitely looking to mix it up, but I also see a very quick Evo chamber here. And still no lair, so he's going to be getting upgrades very quickly. Let's see what he wants to... Okay, it is going to be Carapace. I wondered if maybe it was going to be like +1 attack for Hydras or something. He's going to go full-on Battle Zerg here or something. But we'll have to see what his plan is. Like, there's still no lair, so he definitely wants to stay on the hatchery tech for a little while here with some upgrades. Very curious.
Yeah, and meanwhile on Tarson's side, we basically have the same idea. We also see the fast engineering bay to get the fast +1 attack upgrade before the academy. So that's definitely a variation that you can do as a Terran to maybe hit a very strong +1 attack, like stim and +1 push early on and surprise the Zerg maybe.
Yeah. Well, we do have lair started here now, so this could potentially be something like a fast Ultralisk or fast rush to Hive Tech with upgrades. We'll have to see. There is a second Evo chamber, so imagine that's for melee attack. Will Tarson be ready? Looks like he's going to throw that in that bunker now, losing the scouting SCV, not knowing what's going on. Just wanting to play safe, not wanting to die to Mass Ling all of a sudden coming in.
Oh, and it looks like it is like heavily upgraded Battle Zerg style, maybe? Or he will go into the Lurkers. I'm not sure, but we see the Hydras then. It's finishing pretty much at the same time as the Lair, so maybe it is Lurker after all. But I think the second Evolution Chamber is still going into the ranged upgrades here. We'll see.
Well, I'm watching. He hasn't started an upgrade from there yet, but we do have Lurker. So he wants at least a few Lurkers that, for nothing else to defend. Okay, it will be the ranged upgrade. So maybe this will be more of a Battle Zerg type style. We'll see a bunch of Hydra Lurker. And we did see him go strong Hydra Lurker before on, what was that, Benzene?
Yeah, game 1.
Yeah, so probably what he wants to go for. He's going to go ahead and take his third base here now as well. Get access to some more gas, which he's definitely going to need if he's going for that Hydra Lurker.
Okay, and we saw the scans coming down for Tarson, seeing pretty much everything again. He saw both of the evolution chambers, and he also saw the lair and the Hydralisk den. So again, he knows what he's up against. He knew it the previous game as well, and he won that. So maybe he can do it again.
Yeah, gotta say, like, when we saw Liquid Drone against Protoss, he was definitely doing a lot of these map-based strategies, right? But his ZVT looks completely opposite. Like, a lot of these things, he's been using different strategies and techniques every game. And I like to see this mix-up he's been throwing in here. He's even taking that third gas now in his main base, or second gas in his main, third gas overall. And we'll have access to that fourth gas shortly, so he's going to be able to get a lot of gas. So yeah, I actually like the strategy for this map. Hydra Lurk is definitely a little bit more gas heavy, but the fact that he has access to 4 gases here on 3 bases makes this that much more viable.
Okay, but now we see this strong attack that I was talking about. The +1 just finished. What about the stim and the range? I think that's already done. Oh, and the 2 lurkers are caught in the open, and this could end the game if Tarson just goes into the natural, maybe. But okay, he doesn't want to risk it. There are 2 Sunkens and 1 lurker. Yeah, only 1 lurker here.
Yeah, checking for a potential third base at the top there. Nothing there, though. We do know the third base is in this kind of secured location. He's not really going to get in there without drops or something else. We'll have to see. But the starport is finishing up now, right now, for Tarson. See what he wants to go there. If he wants to go for drops or if he's going to start that science facility right away.
Yeah, so far nothing, and his main group is just staying in front of the Zerg natural. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's planning. I guess he assumes that the third base is in this secured location, and I definitely could see a drop going there. So we see the control tower on the starport almost done here. I really think we'll see a dropship here to pressure this third base.
Yeah, and looks like starting that right now. Science facility about halfway done as well, so he's going to be able to keep his upgrades going and start getting vessels out after that. We still have this group of lings excuse me, out on the map that I don't think Tarson's really aware of. It's not really going to be able to do anything, but he's just kind of scouting around, poking. I mean, he could check in to see if there's a third base or something. Actually, Tarson's moving down on the map with his Bioforce. I guess he was thinking there might be a base down there that he can try and take out, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, remember he could also use the dropship to just elevator these units on the low ground here and have his full army attacking the third base. He doesn't need to use only 8 units with the dropship.
Yeah. Well, he does clean out most of those lings that were wandering, around the map, but this dropship does fly over one single ling here. So if Liquid Drone is paying attention, he will notice that there was a dropship out on the map. I don't see any reaction from him as of yet to bring any units down there. In fact, he's actually bringing all his lurkers out here onto the map.
Yeah, but there are 2 lurkers morphing. So he had 2 hydras there, he morphed those into lurkers, and I think he is happy with that. Yeah, 2 lurkers can definitely secure this base towards this ramp, but if you have a dropship, you could just drop on the left side or on the right side, and I'm not sure if 2 lurkers are enough for that.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and bury them right by that hatchery, but Tarson is aware that they're there, and he's going to load up at least 2 control groups worth of units here. Or two groups of dropship worth, anyway. So he's going to unload one group and attack the front with another. I mean, this should be enough to bust his base.
I think so, yeah. 2 lurkers are unburrowing. Maybe if the lurkers can get a nice snipe on the marines before... Oh my god, okay, never mind. The 8 marines are already enough.
And here comes the dropship with another group just to seal the deal here. Oh, there are a bunch of hydras coming out here. Will this be enough? The hydras do already have 2 carapace and 1 attack upgrade, so they're definitely a lot stronger than normal. Will they be able to save this base before Tarson can take it out?
I actually think they will, but a lot of drones were lost already. So the damage, I think, was nice for Tarson. But in the end, Eriador defends his base. But the main army is also coming. Let's see. Yeah.
Pretty important that he was able to save that, I think. But there was a lot of damage done still. We can see this like even in the drone count compared to SVs. He's down like 20 supply there. 40 overall, but he's still got quite a scary looking army here. Sieging up. Nice defense matrix on that front tank there. Tanking a lot of extra damage. Tarson's going to be able to break through this position, maybe?
Yeah, I think Tarson wins the fight. Oh, the vessel. Okay, yeah, nice win by Tarson here. And if we look at the supply, I mean, Zerg can survive with a lot less supply, but I think this is good, especially because he killed all of the drones in the third base, and the third base is not actually mining for Eriador, just the gas, which is of course very important, but still, I think Tarson is in a good position, and now he can pressure the natural here.
Oh, we got a couple of queens here, though. He tries to get one ensnare off. The queen goes down, but he does get that second ensnare off, which is definitely going to slow down this Marines a lot, although it's mostly on medics here. There is a group of Hydras. Is he going to go for the... I mean, it looks like he wants to go for the flank. Okay, the Hydras are coming in now. This is a very important moment. Like, if he can't kill this army, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. There's so many lurkers moving forward. Where did they all come from?
Oh, I'm not sure, but that's definitely enough to clear this.
Yeah. I don't know where all of those lurkers came from, out of nowhere or something. But nice hold there from Eriador.
I guess that's what happens if you have access to 4 gases so early.
Wow.
And Tarzan scans the bottom gas. Not sure if that was intentional, but it was right on this gas. Maybe he thought the same. Where the fuck are all these lurkers come from?
Yeah. But that gas is mined out now, so he is only getting 2 gas. That's still more than normal, but it's still, you know, a little bit less. So yeah, where do we go from here? We still don't have a third base for Tarzan. Looks like he wants to start that just now at that secured location. And there it is.
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
ahead.
I was just going to say he's actually got another command center I didn't see that's floating towards the kind of 12 o'clock there, or 6 o'clock, sorry. Or 6:30 maybe. So he's going to take 2 command centers here at once.
Yeah, I just saw a single link kill a Marine, and yeah, that's sad. But anyways, there's a drop here by Tarzan at the third base again, but this time there's the Lurkers, there's a Hydra, and it's only one dropship, so nothing to be done here. And yeah, I'm still not sure about this positioning. So Tarzan is in a worker advantage, and now he has a third base. This is the first third base we have seen from Tarzan in this series, and he almost has a fourth base as well. So if he can actually secure the fourth base and like mine from it and get that return on investment, I think we can see a nice late game here.
Well, we got another drop coming in here from Tarzan. It looks like it's just 6 Marines, no medics here. So it shouldn't be too hard to clean up. There is a lurker in position. There is a couple of Hydras there. We'll have to see. Looks like, yeah, he's just going to pick that up. He doesn't even want to engage with the one lurker there.
Yeah, maybe with good micro, I think you can definitely take out one lurker, but then these Hydras are coming and oh my god, the dropship just dies. Okay, we'll see. This army could do some damage, but there are still so many lurkers. Are the first defilers out with energy? I think they have consumer rate, right? Anyways, they have 100
being
energy.
Upgraded, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, they have enough anyways.
Queen is flying in. Looks like he's going to go for another ensnare on this bio ball. Oh, but he's going to lose the queen before anything happens. So nice little pick off there for Tarzan. Does get a couple of free lurkers here as well.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. No swarm so far, and there it is. I mean, you have to remember that the tanks, he has a lot of tanks, and tanks are still doing damage against all the other unburrowed units under that swarm. But anyways, Eriador has so many units here, so many lurkers as well.
Oh, yeah, he does have to back up a little bit, but then we have another swarm here. Looks like a lot of this is being cleaned up, but the Marines can't do anything to these Hydras at the moment. And he's going to lose most, if not all, of his tanks here. Bit unfortunate there for him. Another group of Marines coming in around the top, trying to pick off a few stray units up there. Not able to get anything really done, though.
Yeah, but overall, these tanks, yeah, they all die, but they also killed the whole army of Eriador here. Like, that was an expensive army of our Zerg player here as well, with like 14 lurkers or so. And yeah, I saw it.
I was gonna say, yeah, we have a little Marine attack here at the top, but there's no medics with that, and those Hydras are just gonna shred through that. A couple of Radiates coming down, gonna kill those Defilers, always nice. Get those out of there. As a Terran, I was gonna say he's not had a lot of medics at some points. He does have a few here though, with this group. Meanwhile, he does have that. He's had that base, you know, on the left there, 9 o'clock for quite a while, but he's barely been mining from it. He's got 1 SCV mining gas. He's got no SCVs mining minerals. Okay, as I say that, he's finally just now transferring some SCVs, but that's been done for quite a while. Like, he definitely, his economy could be a lot stronger than it is at the moment, and which would definitely help him. It still looks good, pretty good here for him. He's sieging up here, maybe going to be able to pick off a few free units here.
Oh yeah, nice shots. Oh man, only 2 lurkers are able to burrow, and most of the other units are dead by then.
Yeah, we're seeing the plague starting to come down now. Going to drain some of that medic energy, killing a couple of tanks off as well. Going to have to be careful. He's losing a few Marines for free here.
Yes. But he could deny this fourth base, actually. There are not a lot of units, only a few Hydras here. No Lurkers in place, and also no Lurkers or Defilers even near it. So I think he can actually deny this fifth, actually, the fifth base.
Yeah. He does morph those. They're not going to stand up to this group or this army here. Is there a Defiler coming with this army? There is one Defiler. Will he be able to get an Irradiate off on that Defiler? Looks like he's going to just go for the Lurkers instead. So a Swarm will get up here. Maybe he can still hold on, but I still don't think so. I don't know. Oh, he's going to lose the Vessels too?
Yeah, but oh man, you can really see the tanks are crushing the Hydras. Under the Dark Swarm even, and the Lurkers are already radiated. So now the third or fourth base here is... Yeah, fourth base, I guess, is getting attacked. And the Natural is getting attacked. So Tarzan really everywhere with his armies. And I feel like Eriador doesn't have enough Defilers and Swarms everywhere. He's just losing every base.
Yeah, he does clean up the army that is up at that fourth base there, but there's still a big army that just killed the fifth, so he's probably still going to be able to get that hatchery, and if that hatchery goes down, we're going to have Liquid Drone back here on 3 bases, so this is looking better and better for Tarzan here. He's double the Zerg supply. I mean, Zerg can always fight back with lower supply here, but this is starting to get bad. I mean, he does have Ultras now, he does have Swarms, but his army is just so small, and the macro of Tarzan's just been really good now. He's been mining from that fourth base. Like, I don't know. This is looking good for Tarzan. I think he may have done it. He may be forcing a Game 5 here after all.
Yes, Series 3 upgrades are also done for the bio. And yeah, there was Ultralight switch here for Eriador, but it felt like losing that big army in the middle. He had not enough units left to defend his expansions during that Ultra switch, and now he's really struggling. He needs to secure another base somehow, and maybe
we have a drop.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, but we have a drop coming in from Tarzan at this third base. He does scan, sees the one Lurker there, but that's not gonna be enough to stop everything. Oh, there's actually 2 Lurkers here. There's one hidden behind the gas that I didn't see.
Yeah.
So even an ensnare going down, so actually he will be able to defend this, it looks like. Does lose the gas, unfortunately, for him though, which is really important because both the gases in his main are depleted now.
Yes, the gas at the Natural is also not like he's on a timer here. The gas in the secured 3 o'clock is also only on 500. Naturals on just over 1k, so he needs to secure another base very soon. And now I think he's more occupied with actually trying to survive.
Yeah, we had a cute little 3 Zergling attack at that base at the bottom there for Tarzan, but meanwhile we do have him pushing back Zerg. Here's some more. Zerg is pushing him back, sorry, with a couple of swarms, but the army is just so large here for Tarzan, sieging up all of these tanks. It's just going to decimate this small Zerg force. And like we can see now, Tarzan's 100 supply ahead. He's been macroing like crazy. He's taken top left. I don't know what Zerg can do. And like Eriador looks like he's in a lot of trouble here.
Yes.
His main has mined out as well now. So he's essentially just mining from 2 bases, and there's not even a lot left at that Natural either.
I don't see another Defiler as well, so without the Defiler, I think Tarzan can just A-move this. Okay, there's one. Okay, Dark Swarm will come, but there's almost no units left for Eriador here. He needs to be quick.
A nice ensnare, that's really going to slow down that bio. But is it going to be enough? There's still just so many tanks, I don't think that's enough, right?
I don't
Swarms
think so.
are nice too, but Hydras weren't even under, and there's the GG, so Tarzan does come back, being down 0-2 to take the next 2 and force a Game 5, so very exciting stuff here.
Yeah, turns out 180 supply ensnared army still beats no army, so 2-2 here, and we will have the first. Wait, was it? 1 second.
I think it was a best of 5. Yeah.
Exactly. We saw fifth game in the first match of the round of 8 already, but here we have a Game 5 in the match with only Terran, so that's very nice for all the Terrans out there.
Yeah. Who do we think's gonna win it? There any opinions in the chat? Who think is he gonna do the reverse sweep, or is Zerg gonna hold his ground and take that last game that he needed?
Yeah, you know what? Let me actually do a poll here.
All right. Got a poll, so we can do a little vote. See who do we think game 5?
Okay, wait, I'm doing it.
We got hype in the chat for the reverse sweep here.
Okay, we have a poll here running for 3 minutes. It should be live now. So on top of your chat, you can see the question and the answers. So please vote for your winner.
It looks like we're getting a lot of early votes for Tarzan. Everyone wants that reverse sweep.
Tarzan definitely has his fan base behind him. Okay, and we have the game loaded. Game number 5. The poll is still running for like 2 more minutes, but we can jump in the game already. And it looks like
caught up.
Yeah, okay.
Tarzan's still running though.
Yeah. Yeah, map is Polypoid, and we are jumping into the game right now.
Seems like quite a fitting map for the final match here.
Yeah, okay. In the bottom right, our Zerg player currently losing the poll quite heavily. It is Eriador.
And fighting back from being down 0-2. Last Terran hope in the tournament is Tarzan. I'm excited to find out who wins this. We'll see. Yeah, what does he want to do? We haven't seen any mech plays out of Tarzan all series long. So I imagine he's just planning on staying on bio here. But we'll have to see. And Eriador, we've definitely seen mix it up, right? He's done something different pretty much every game. Some of it's worked, some of it has not. So what does he have in store here when everything's on the line in a game 5?
Yeah, I have to mention one very crucial detail about Eriador's play here. So what is the most common strategy in ZVT? It's probably Mutalist, right? And we have not seen a single Mutalist game here by Eriador. So it looks like Eriador is definitely favoring the Lurkers or the Zerglings over the Mutalists, which is very uncommon for Zergs nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he's just not as comfortable in his Mutamicro. I mean, we saw in his ZVPs, he's very strong macro, very comfortable in macro, but that was ZVP. ZVT, he's done a little bit more, some more strategic things. So I'm really excited to see is he going to bring out the Mutas or is he going to do some kind of lurker battle style Zerg again? Meanwhile, what do we have? I mean, Tarzan's just going to go for that barracks, not wanting to take a risk on that 14cc again. Because remember, he did lose one game. One of his 2 losses was only to a 14cc. So he's been quite strong in these macro style games.
Yeah, and he's doing the same build again, the same opening at least. Barracks, no gas into the fast command center here. Meanwhile, the poll has ended with 73% for Tarzan here and only 27% for Eriador. So yeah, as Averti is saying in the chat, everyone just wants to see the Terran.
Yeah, quite possibly. They're either that or they're too sweep. I mean, it's been pretty hype couple of games. I gotta say, this has been a good series between these two. Looks like Eriador does not want Tarzan to scout into his base here with that drone blocking the ramp.
Which is interesting. He has the 100 gas mind. Oh, wow. Okay, just slips through. So
not placed quite in the right spot, so he managed to get the SCV in and sees what's going on.
Yeah, but now starting the layer in the natural instead. So maybe you should block it on the ramp again so that it can't go out. But anyways, it's just scouting the natural as well. So Tarzan knows what's up. He sees the fast lair here. And he also sees 6 Zerglings. So remember last game we only had 2 Zerglings and drones. But this time we have 6 Zerglings. But I'm actually not sure if Tarzan saw it. It looked like he didn't really watch his SCV in that moment. And that bunker could be maybe slightly too late. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but I think he should be fine here. Meanwhile, we do have him pretty much doing the same thing, going for like a 2 racks academy bunker, just finishing there in time. Very close. All right, so what is going to be the tech from Liquid Drone? The lair is just about done, and we don't have a Hydralisk started yet, so this looks like this could very well be Spire this time.
Yes, the drone is moving in position already. And it is the Spire indeed. So remember guys, Eriador, aka Liquid Drone here, is a race picker who is not playing ZVZ. ZVZ, as you all know, is the most muta micro heavy matchup in the game. So that's maybe a decision, or that's maybe the case, well, because he is not going Mutalist in many of his games, while other Zodiacs are always going Mutalist against Terran. But since he's not playing ZVZs, maybe that's why. But anyways, he's doing it now, and we'll be able to witness what his Muta Micro looks like.
Yeah. Will Tarson catch wind of this? I mean, if you're Tarson, you're sitting here thinking like he's probably going to go Lurkers again because you haven't seen Mutas once all series. So there's a chance he may try and take that risk, but we do see him getting the scanners now, so we'll have to see. Imagine he's going to scan for this. Just wants to cover his bases, and he will scan. See the Spire, or at least see the mutas being made from those eggs just in time, and he'll be able to get those turrets down.
Yeah, so I'm disabling here the vision of our Zerg player again. The comset stations are finishing, and where are the scans? Scan in the natural and scan in the main scouts the Spire. If the Spire would be like in the back of the natural here on the left side, he wouldn't see it. But yeah, you can't know that as a Zerg. So Tarzan knows what's up, and now he can just make the turrets.
Yeah, even not scouting the Spire, he would have seen that there was 3 eggs at both of them. Assuming that's usually you don't save larva up unless you're going for those mutas here as Zerg. So yep, as we can see, we have a couple of turrets down already for Tarzan. Going to be perfectly fine or safe here, but we'll have to see. I mean, Liquid Drone could still pick off quite a few Marines or some outlaying buildings or something with some good micro, which we will see here shortly as he's flying across the map with his first 6 meters now.
Yep, so the first turrets are up, 2 turrets at the barracks, 1 turret in the middle lines, and I mean the Marine group is also there. Ooh, not the best first shot by a Eriador, I think. Almost loses 1 worker, Mutalisk.
Yeah, very close, but he's still got all those mutas. Looks like he's going to go around and try for the natural. There are 2 turrets, but nothing else really. He might be able to pick off at least a couple of SCVs. Oh, no shot from coming out from those mutas, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. So far not a lot of damage done, but here he gets an SCV and the turret. I'm not sure if that was cancelled. And now, yeah, now it's looking a lot better. Getting... but still only 2 SCVs so far.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have the 3rd base done now for Eriador back. A couple of Hydralisks out as well, so I imagine we'll see Lurkers being morphed here shortly. As soon as that's done, we do have the scan from Tarzan. He does see those Hydras, so we should assume that those are going to be turned into Lurkers here any second now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and what is Tarzan doing? So, we don't see any factory yet, we don't see... Yeah, obviously no starport either. Okay, now there's a factory. So I think last game he actually went into 4 barracks before the factory. This time he's staying on 3. Not sure if that has any big meaning in the big picture of the game, but what could have a meaning is this attack. He's stimming across the map before the lurkers are done, but they just hatch in time, and I think he has to go back.
Just in time, yeah, to save him before he could get a good surround and take out. So Liquid Drone will be alive for now. Marines are going to try and go around. Maybe he's going to try and take out that 3rd base. Oh, but he's going to catch a couple of lurkers here. Oh, and they're not burrowed. He's going to get a few of these kills. Oh no, that's very unfortunate there for Eriador. He loses every single lurker.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good trade. I mean, Tarzan almost lost all of his units as well, but I think it's still a good trade here for Tarzan. But the Mutalisk will probably pick off the remaining Marines here before he can join them with the reinforcements. Or
he really needs to get that group together because the medics are on one side, no medics with the other group, and he is going to lose all the medics, unfortunately. So, I mean, he is going to clear up a lot of those Zerg units, but with no medics, he can't really continue to push too much further in here.
No. We actually do have a comment by Tarzan in the chat. Yeah, he mentioned the low turn rate in the beginning of the series, and he is implying that's why Eriador is not going for Mutalisks in the other games. But so I'm curious if the turn rate in this game is actually better, because yeah, then it would be pretty obvious. But here he's going for Mutalisks anyways.
Yeah, Tarzan meanwhile scouting around with the SCV, trying to see if there's a base here at the top of the map. He does see that third base location there at 3 o'clock. Meanwhile, we just got a group of Marines sitting out here, kind of out front on that ramp area, and another group behind with a couple of medics. Adding on a few more barracks and really wanting to get that Marine production up and running. First tank is out now as well, so we may see him start to push across the map. It's got to be a little bit careful without vessels, as we know there are lurkers out, and there could always be hold position lurkers somewhere.
Yeah. Again, no science facility started before the control tower's down. Okay, just now starting, but I guess we'll see a dropship here.
Yeah, he seems to favor that. He's gone dropship quite a few games.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a couple of mutas waiting at that ramp, maybe hoping to catch like a tank or a vessel coming through there, or even just a couple of units. But we do have the main Bioforce here. Looks like he wants to sneak in the back, and there's no lurkers in position there. If he can get up that ramp, he could definitely take out this base.
Yeah, and there's no Overlord or no Zergling to spot for this. But of course Tarzan doesn't know that. Oh, will he reposition the lurkers or not? Okay, Tarzan actually does not know this, so I guess he's just staying here to maybe catch some units on the pass between the bases.
And we do have the reposition there from Eriador, getting those lurkers by this ramp now, so he won't be able to push up there now.
Little fights here. Eriador trying to kill some Marines with the lurkers. He has a lot of lurkers again, I have to say. He's even making more and more. And also the hive is completed now. So I think right now Eriador still in a fine position, but yeah, Tarzan is just building up his army, and his first vessel is almost done now.
Yeah, we got 3 tanks out as well, a 4th one on the way, so once that first vessel's out, I imagine we're going to see a good push or attack, but will we have that? It looks like we got an army coming in here from both players, but there's also a potential flank from Tarzan. Half his army's not moving in, though. Will he be able to kill? Oh, the scan goes down, and all these lurkers go down, and that looks very bad on Eriador now.
Yeah.
He barely killed any of the bio, and he lost all his lurkers there, or a bunch of his lurkers. Now, will he be able to defend a counter push from Tarzan? It's going to be very hard. Defiler mound is just about done, but it's going to be a little bit before he can get those defilers out still, and that's really what he needs to stop this push.
Yeah, that was such a good fight for Tarzan. I'm not sure why Eriador even went out there with almost pure lurkers again. He definitely did that mistake earlier in the series as well, and now he really has to struggle to defend against this. As you mentioned, like, Consume is nowhere near done, and even if he has a Defiler, it will not have a Dark Swarm.
Gotta be careful with that vessel. Doesn't want to lose that, but yeah.
Yeah, he still has scans in that case, and there are only 3 lurkers. I think he can actually finish Eriador here, straight up.
Yeah, it looks like he's done it. It looks like, did he do it? Like, there is one Defiler here, but he doesn't have Dark Swarm yet, and there's only 1 lurker left. He kills that last lurker, and yeah, he's just gonna lose his natural. He's gonna lose the hive.
Oh yeah,
and
the
I
hive.
Think that's yeah. What can Eriador do? I think Tarzan's done it, right? Like, he doesn't want to leave this game because, I mean, it's game 5. He knows he was up 2 games to 0, but I think we got the comeback, the last ditch effort. A bunch of lurkers coming in, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to clean those lurkers up, and with it, the game. The hive goes down, and
Yeah,
yeah,
the last
I mean,
defiler, the only defiler dies in the last second, exactly the same second where the consume finishes, but that doesn't help him anymore, and with that, the game is basically over.
GG from Liquid Drone. So we have the reverse sweep from Tarson. Very nicely played. Man, after those first two games, I thought Tarson was done. We were going to get the Terran eliminated, but the Terran Hope does stay alive with the reverse sweep. 3-2 against Liquid Drone or Ariador here. Very nice games. Very nice games.
Yes, congratulations to Tarson. He is the last player advancing to the semifinals, and we still have one Terran remaining in the tournament.
That is right. We have our final 4 players now for the round of 4 of the Gosuleague.
Yeah, let's take a look at the final brackets here for the semifinals. Okay, there we go. So, of course, they're not updated yet, but I mean, we just saw the games. Julios was defeating Quark 3-0 very convincingly, advances to the 3rd spot in the semifinals, and Tarson claiming the last spot there. So we'll see a PVT here in that 2nd semifinals, and last week we already no, on Tuesday we already saw Dark and Brony advance. So PVZ in the first match, PVT in the second match. So very nice mix of races as well. So will be a very fun semifinals.
Yeah, and I believe those will be cast next week, both the semifinals and finals on Tuesday and Thursday accordingly. I do believe Zero is planning on casting at least the semifinals on Tuesday. I don't know what's going on with Thursday yet.
Yeah,
Definitely
we
check
don't
that out.
know yet. Yeah, I mean, all of you guys watching right now, you know what Zero's channel is, right? The same channel where all the Pro League matches are casted on. That will be the stream, the channel for you to follow on Tuesday for the semifinals, and on Thursday, same day next week that we had today, is the finals. Yeah, as Snipe mentioned, we are still not exactly sure who is casting the finals. Could be Zero as well, could be on this channel as well. We don't know yet, but I'm sure Zero will announce that on the semifinals cast on Tuesday. So definitely tune in on Tuesday to yeah, just see some awesome semifinals and don't miss the informations for the final.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, yeah. With that, I think we are pretty much at the end of our stream here today. And now is your chance, guys. If you have any last comments, any last questions, put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the stream here.
And don't forget to give a big shout out and thanks to Zero and Awerty and everyone that's helped run and make BSL such a success. I do believe, thanks to all the support of the viewers, we did raise enough for a BSL 11, so there will be another BSL. If this is our last cast with you, I hope you guys enjoyed our casting for sure. We may see you again for the finals. Like MasterReY said, we don't know yet, but otherwise, thanks to everyone for tuning in, and don't forget to keep supporting BSL. It's a great initiative for StarCraft.
Yes, definitely. Support everyone who is or producing content for StarCraft. It's always nice. Game is definitely not dying. It's actually still growing, and with great people, great tournaments like BSL, it will continue. Yeah, I think with that we will wrap up the stream. So thanks a lot, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.
GG's.